Come on. Well, I love how YouTube changed all this shit today.
We're live.
Are we live?
According to the app, we are live.
Okay. Great. We're doing this. So, like I said, I'll clip. Oh, we already got comments. Dirtballs are the best. I'll clip this first hour. We're gonna have to cover some like non-NCAA shit.
Let's get this thing rolling.
I totally agree with you.
Next 12 hours.
No, but I gotta clip the audio.
Andy, we know, dude.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Samut Studio in lovely Venice Beach, California, with my co-host on my far left, Joey No Chill Praino.
Good morning, Andrew Ruther.
Good morning, Praino. Sitting between you and I, back again, the one and only
Mr. March himself.
Tug Coker.
Hello, Andy. Hello, Joe.
Hey there, Tug.
What's up, buddy?
Tugless.
You just want to get the elephant out of the room? Why we're starting a little late?
We're starting late because when you walked in, we said you're late. You've been talking to us all week about this, and you're late. And you said, this is word for word. You said, I didn't expect to have a kid. So, do I have to teach you about birth control?
Yeah.
I mean, you're older than I am.
Yep, that's true. Listen, I apologize. I have a sick child. I've been on Andy all week about being precise for today. I've been calling him for about an hour.
You've been telling him we need multiple TVs.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we have an episode of Bones up on one of them. Because they don't actually run 4 games at once.
Is it the one that I'm in?
Were you on an episode of Bones?
I did an episode of Bones, so I'd like to see myself run.
I love your resume. I love your acting resume. You've done Bones. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I have.
You're late this morning because of a episode of Bones,
I was checking,
if you will.
Oh, excuse me.
So here's the deal. Just so everybody knowing who's watching live on YouTube, we are going to do the first hour, which is going to be an audio portion, which I'm going to have to cut, throw up for all the cheddar dicks who don't watch on YouTube. Then...
Ruther going full Wizard of Oz, just full behind the curtain here.
That's right.
Well, we have to explain that because we're going to do a lot of non-NCAA March Madness stuff as well in this first hour.
Sure.
A lot of sports news.
If you say so.
There's a lot going on here. Anyway, we have Minnesota right now going against Louisville. I
believe it's pronounced Louisville, but whatever.
What's the technical pronunciation of it?
I think it's Louisville.
Louisville, right? People in Cincinnati call it Louisville, which is wrong.
I believe that is incorrect.
Yeah.
I mean, in Louisville, they call it Louisville. I call it Louisville, personally.
YouTube is hot right now, by the way. We already got a donation, Hans Stoley. I love this super chat.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, with it being such a long day and there are going to be so many chat comments, I almost think we only read super chats. I almost think we only read comments that somebody feels worthy enough to put some sort of money behind.
Hans Stoley donated $9.99, says, this is my favorite show of the year. Thank you, guys. And I believe he is Norwegian.
If you say so.
I believe he's one of our European dirtballs.
From Norway.
Yeah.
12 hours of this. I vowed to pull a Mel Kiper and never leave the couch, urinate in my pants, and just be here in case you guys want to, tap yourself out.
Oh, I can't wait to tap myself out. I don't even know if I'm going to make it through this first hour.
Yeah.
But we can talk basketball.
Sure.
What I'm most excited about, Joe, here is to watch him break down how bad some of this basketball is going to be.
Yeah.
And then talk about what we would do, obviously, because it's just a better way to play.
Yeah.
You and I. We've never done the Twin Towers yet, by the way.
No, we haven't. Ruther fired all the interns simultaneously. I don't want to say Ruther was scared of us and fired 3 interns to not play us, but he fired 3 interns to not play us.
First of all, I don't know what you're talking about. Fired. There's nobody fired. EJ got jobs that actually paid him. Trevor, we could say it was a mutual. What do you call that?
Parting of ways.
A mutual parting of ways. And Twerks with Wolves. He will be here later. He's got law school.
Can he hoop?
I'm going to assume no. By the way, we have a Michael Jordan commercial currently airing on True TV right here. Praino must be all fired up.
Oh, yeah.
They used old footage for this Haynes commercial.
Yeah, because Jordan, he can't. much like his career, he can't do 9 commercials in a row. He has to take a 2-commercial break where they just do reruns. And they're like, that commercial would have been way better. That would have won. What is the commercial awards?
Clio?
Would have won a Clio if Jordan hadn't sat that one out, but he decided to pursue some other shit.
Hans Stoley coming in hot with more donations.
Wow.
No American. I'm the infamous Nationals robot fan.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Hans from or Andy. Or no. I'm confusing all those guys.
Yeah.
The guys we just met.
You're confusing a lot of people.
He's Dano.
No. This is a different. This is
We
Stoley.
have 12 hours to figure out exactly
this
who
is
this
Stoley.
guy is.
Who is Hans? Who is Hans Stoley? And he keep donating money to let us give us. What if he gave us a clue every time he gave a donation?
This is not our guy from Arizona.
Okay, gotcha.
Should we get into the heat of the sports?
Yeah, let's do
Look
it.
at that
You
bald
guys,
spot on
Now, do we
Patino Jr.
have
That is
to-
an unfortunate view.
Yeah.
You can't be like he should have something in the contract saying you can't show aerial views.
You can't
of
show
my
you
head.
can't show the wire cam.
No wire cam on Mr.
Now
Patino.
you had thrown out the idea of a wager because I have Duke for the last 3 months winning it all.
Right. I thought we talked about on text doing a Duke versus the field
Right.
bet. Duke gets you basically 2-1 to win it all, 2.5 to 1.
Yeah.
I thought maybe we could do like a $20 bet for $40 because we'll probably do some small bets throughout the day as well. I'm assuming we'll do 20 for 40.
Perfect.
Does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
All right,
Great.
Do that. Shake on it. It's official.
so what are you guys betting? Sorry.
Duke-
So I've got Duke at 2-1 versus the field.
I think I'm stealing money.
Tug's got
personally.
the other 67.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's how confident he is in Zion, the future Nick.
I'm not even that confident in Zion. I'm confident in Zion and the rest of them. Give me. I always say in March Madness, it's like it's the coach, and then I look at coach first. Coach K, I don't know. You can think of what you want of him, but he's not going to get out coached by some rando.
Where do you? You watch Coach K because he dabbles in the pros, obviously with the Olympics.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion on him as a coach? Like, do you think he's a good coach?
Yeah, I think he's a pretty good coach. My problem with college basketball, which I'm sure we'll talk about 50 times today as teams jack up contested threes down 2 late in the game off the dribble.
Hero ball.
Yeah. Is it seems like no one ever has a fucking play.
This is 2 big moves in a row by my man in Louisville. Down the paint.
So who you got in this game, Tug? Louisville?
Well, I'm on Louisville right now, or Louisville, or Louisville, as Joe likes to say. -5.5. Not looking great right now, but they're a second-half team. Actually, they're not a second-half team. I've watched them play, and they go through some spots where they just cannot score. So I'm nervous, but I got 15 other games to worry about. Good defense. Coach K, though, my feelings on Coach K is
They've had a lot of. To hop in real quick, they've had a lot of. I don't want to use the word chokes, but they've had some in the last 10 years. A lot of times where they got cut pretty easily in the tournament.
Right, and how many times in the last 10 years have they been in the finals?
probably
We need
4.
a fucking intern here. We just need
4.
some.
I mean, I
Aaron, if you're watching,
I'm just saying this. Everybody can agree this tournament's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
If you're getting to the Final Four every other year,
Yeah.
you're doing a pretty good job.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And obviously he does a great job recruiting, and that's a huge part of it. But I always think it's the guys who can recruit and coach a little bit of basketball.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I was saying that yesterday on Brady's podcast. I think coaching is absolutely huge. And that's why, I'm going to sit here and shit on former Xavier coach Chris Mack. He couldn't get it done with Xavier. He couldn't take them to the Final Four when they had some great teams.
Couldn't take Xavier to the
I
Final
know,
Four.
I know.
What are you saying
I
right
know.
now?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What am I
standard are we
saying?
holding him to?
What do you mean? What's standard? That's where that program needs to go.
When's the last time Xavier?
They've
was in the
never
Final Four?
been. That's the
So,
point.
yeah, so he didn't change the history of the
Yeah.
the city of Cincinnati's basketball.
Well, the fact that they've been to so many Elite Eights in the last 15 years, I want to say 3 or 4, and he couldn't take them to the next level. They were number 1 seed last year. They lose in the second round. They get upset 2 years before that as a number 2 seed against Wisconsin, the infamous Bill Murray shock face, the buzzer beater.
Yep.
My point is, Chris Mack, great regular season coach, great recruiter. Dude, to me, it's about taking things to the next level.
It's a very Andy Ruther move here, but you were very, very angry when he left. You threatened his children. You threatened his wife. So it's like, did he not do enough for Xavier, or did he do enough for Xavier where you were in a murderous rampage when he left Xavier?
No, my feelings on Chris Mack were the same even before he left. I've had these conversations many times. Shout out to my buddy Chad Cutter, who's been on the show a bunch, who went to Xavier. That was all the knock was Xavier has been that team now for 20 years that can make the Elite Eight. They need a coach who can take them to the Final Four, and he never did.
So all you need is a coach that has Final Four coaching capabilities to take a life step back and coach in Cincinnati at Xavier.
It's not first of all, you don't follow college basketball, so that's a ridiculously ignorant diss.
Well, I'm
Xavier.
just saying you need a great coach to suddenly join a school that has never been to a Final Four.
My take is this. It was the same way Gonzaga always struggled and never got to the Final Four and finally broke through a couple years ago. Those programs, if you look at them, are so similar as far as their history and as far as what they do in the tournament. So, yeah, my thing was you need to take it to that next level. Now, Mark Few with Gonzaga finally did that. That's what that program needed, and he didn't do it. So, fuck Chris Mack.
Well,
fuck
let me just
Louisville.
Say this. Let me jump in because we talked on the phone yesterday. You said the most angry you've been in sports the last couple of years is when Chris Mack left.
Yeah.
But then you also been talking about how he couldn't get it done.
Right.
So what are we
That's
arguing
what we're saying.
here?
We're saying pick a lane.
Well, my take was this.
What are we doing?
My take was this. I did like him as a coach. I thought he had potential to do that, but fuck him.
Unbelievable.
Fuck you guys and your rationale.
Praino and I are coming out hot today.
Yeah.
I'm
not even a college basketball guy, and it's fine to say, well, you don't even watch college basketball. I don't need to. I just need the facts that you have provided for me,
right.
which is they've never made a Final Four, and you're pissed at the guy who left, even though you don't think he could get them to the Final Four. I'm just coming in. I'm just a juror who knows nothing about the situation.
There's a reason I just used the Mark Few analogy because he couldn't do it forever, and he finally broke through. I was saying there was maybe potential for Chris Mack to break through. That's what I was saying.
I mean, Charmed is on. That's all I care about. It's been a while since I watched Charmed.
I'm not on Charmed.
No Charmed appearances?
No.
You've never – what was your role on Bones?
I think I was like a typical,
that's a show I've never watched.
Guest star of the week. Bill Murray sighting.
This is depressing as a Xavier fan. He used to always be in a Xavier hat, Xavier gear. Now he's in Louisville.
It's almost like he's committed to rooting for his son's team.
Absolutely depressing. Who do you like in this game, Tug?
What? You weren't listening.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was. The YouTube comments. The YouTube comments are on fire, guys.
Let's talk about them. We got 12 hours. Bring some.
By the way, I
got another donation. John Madison. He says $1 an hour is all I can do. That's perfect.
That's more.
Great.
That's more than enough.
I'm sorry. Is the least I can do. Thank you, sir.
I picked Minnesota in this game, and I did it not knowing Bill Murray would be there in a golf hat. So my bracket is already busted. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Louisville gives me fits because they look like this a lot where they just can't get an offense going. It's very weird.
Let me tell you something, Tug. I can
Chris Mack. Is it the Chris Mack coaching?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Inconsistent.
Very inconsistent. Didn't get us to a Final Four.
Classic Chris Mack.
Louisville, Final Fours every year with Patino. Now, Chris Mack, nothing.
One and done.
Now, who do you like for your Final Four, Tug? Do you need a bracket?
I don't, but I'll take one.
You know who your Final Four is.
Yeah. It's pretty chalky. I'm going to be honest. People say this tournament's wide open, and while I agree there's some upsets in the early rounds, I think there's only about 6 or 7 teams that can win this tournament. I am fading Duke because, similar to people like Joe, who think they're going to there's no chance they're going to lose.
Oh, of course there's a chance they're going to lose.
Well, I agree, but a lot of people who are casual fans, whatever, just hear about Zion. They've been ESPNized. And
yeah, but hold on about that.
I'm taking like 3 top 10 NBA picks.
Zion, yeah.
I got to comment on that.
Zion, can we agree? I know this is said a lot. He's like a once-in-a-generation player, I think. Or is that too soon?
I think it's TBD, personally. I mean, he's very gifted, obviously.
Why is it TBD?
Because I haven't seen Duke as a whole is a pretty poor shooting team.
Okay.
This is why I think they're susceptible to a one-and-done situation. They can't shoot the ball very well. Zion is also part of that. His release is kind of funky. I don't know if you've seen how low he releases the ball, but he needs to improve that skill to really become transcendent, in my opinion. I saw a really nice bounce pass the other day, but, does he have LeBron-like skills?
No, I mean,
we're talking about once in a generation, right? So
okay, once in a generation. LeBron's once in an ever.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
okay, we'll lump you into this.
Is he Boogie Cousins?
Is Boogie Cousins once in a generation?
I
don't
know.
think he's proven to be once in a generation. I don't think so.
My point is, did you see that pass he made?
Yeah, it was a nice pass.
Did you see? My point is, he's doing those sort of things that aren't typical for a man of his size, of his build.
If he became Larry Johnson, would you be like, great career?
If he became we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
If he became Larry Johnson, who stays healthy his whole, I'd be like, fuck, that's a great career.
Then I think that's very, very attainable. No, here's my other issue with Duke, though. Once Zion went down, guys who were top 10 potential picks, R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish, couldn't win.
Right.
Doesn't that scare you as an NBA GM or scout to be like, I want to draft R.J. Barrett 2 overall when he can't get me wins?
No, not when they're freshmen.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
That is interesting. That they have those guys without Zion and they just suddenly sucked.
I mean, they didn't suck, right?
They were
struggling.
500 or below.
Yeah, they struggled big time.
I mean, J.J. Barrett was the number 1 guy coming into this year, and Zion was number 2. That quickly evaporated once you start to see these guys play. And there's an opportunity where R.J. Barrett could be like a really good, maybe like a Chris Middleton is like a comp,
Yeah, I mean, NBA All-Stars is like, if you draft a guy, there's only 25 All-Stars a year. It's like that's why if you draft an NBA All-Star, even if you draft in the first, second, third, fourth pick, you got a good deal. You draft an NBA All-Star.
But I mean, I'm excited to see Ja Morant today because
Jason Terry's never been an NBA All-Star.
I'm excited.
Ginobili's been an All-Star.
Yeah,
twice.
I'm excited to see him too.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't watched him.
Everyone's been talking about him right now. He's early up, Ja Morant. People say, I saw Tim Legler talk about how he would take him 2 overall. He's got that Russell Westbrook kind of athleticism comp. So I'm excited to watch him today. But Joe brings up a good point. Like, we've watched a lot of one-and-done players over the years who couldn't get it done. Kevin Durant lost in the first round. Or maybe he beat O.J. Mayo. But O.J. Mayo and Kevin Durant played each other in the first round.
I think they lost in the second round.
Maybe Texas won that one.
And that's my issue with Rick Barnes. Was he coach of the team then?
Yes.
He's always burned me. He's a coach. We talked about coaches earlier. He's a coach that I don't trust in the tournament. Did he ever take Texas to a Final Four?
Yes, he took him the year that Carmelo won it all.
So he took him once.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And he had a lot of talented teams. That's a coach.
And he coaches Tennessee now?
Yeah. That's a coach I don't
I have
trust.
Tennessee in the Final Four.
Even though I like
My
Tennessee.
Final Four, by the way, Duke, UNC, Nevada, Tennessee.
Nevada.
Yeah.
Nevada.
Okay, we're gonna watch Nevada tonight. Here's my.
Are they the Wolfpack?
They are the Wolfpack.
Yeah.
They were a Sweet 16 team last year. They do play.
I was a one-man Wolfpack, and then I met Tug.
Oh wow, yeah. But we got.
And then there was 2.
That's
there was
right.
2 wolves in the pack.
I don't know how I'm not involved in this at all.
Because you go to Target on Saturday nights at 10:30.
You taking some digs, Mr. Married Man with kids? What are you doing on a Saturday night?
I'm crushing it. Believe me. Look at this kid. Kid's 14.
Bro, I think that's the number 42 of Minnesota is the kid from Toronto who's like,
Guys, I'm trying to watch Charmed.
you definitely know who it is.
Okay, so here's why Nevada gives me pause. I was on Nevada earlier this year, and they're really athletic, good, big freshmen.
Okay.
The reason they give me pause is very simple. They came out as underdogs. Vegas set this line with them as underdogs. Now, to me, that feels like such a trap because the line is flipped. Now Nevada's a favorite. And I'm wondering if if it's a trap because all that money in Las Vegas or Reno is pouring in on Nevada. So what is the
the other thing is you got to remember Vegas doesn't give a shit who wins or loses, and they're not trying to predict who wins or loses. They're trying to get even money on both sides. So they're like, what if we make them the dog and everybody bets them, and they're trying to balance the scales.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I just thought why don't they come out pick? You know what I mean? Like what?
Right.
The line smelled. I don't think anyone's talked about Florida this much very, very much this year. They're only 2-point dogs, and they opened as favorites, 1.5-point favorites. That to me sounds trap. So I'm very nervous about Nevada.
Well, to kind of change things up, we got another game starting here.
On the
Here we go,
Vizio.
finally.
On the Vizio, which is getting returned to Costco.
Now, why did we go to screen 2 here instead of up top? You explained this before, but I wasn't listening.
I think it's easier from a vantage point.
Okay.
In my opinion, I think.
And LSU is apparently being coached by Marshall Ali, so that we got that going for us.
So yeah, let's discuss
Oscar
LSU.
winner.
Their
let's
coach.
talk about Green Book.
Their coach, who's currently suspended.
Yes.
Tug, you probably know more about this than me. They're playing in front of 4 people here against Yale. No one is at this game. This is on True TV.
I'm excited about this game from a spread standpoint.
What's the line?
I believe it's 7, but a lot of people are on Yale. A lot of people.
Me too.
Have dogs barking.
I'm on Yale because
I was almost on Yale. I talked myself out of it.
Here's the reason why. They've kind of been a mess. What did their coach do?
We got a delay. We got a bad delay here. LSU shooting free throws, and it's 2-0 on the. That's not fun for us.
Well, that's a YouTube TV issue. I'm using the mayor's YouTube TV on this
Got you.
TV, which again is getting returned to Costco.
Well, it has the Energy Guide sticker still on it for those who are who are listening at home.
Yeah, the plastic is still on it. This TV's there's a 90-day return policy. Did you know that for electronics?
Andy called me earlier this week and broke down the return policy at Costco.
It's
25 minutes.
It's a great return policy. No other place is going to give you a 90-day guarantee return policy on electronics. Okay, back to LSU.
It must be fun to be the programming director of True TV, by the way, right? You're the head executive of True TV, and you're like, hey, once a year we'll show a couple college basketball games, 24/7 the rest of the year, and Practical Jokers. I'm gonna take lunch.
Why is 2 Chainz not a spokesperson for True TV?
I don't know.
How have they not set that up? So LSU's coach, he was paying players. Tug, give me some insight into this.
Yeah, just got wiretaps. Got him his voice directly talking about payments to a player.
Not good.
Not good at all.
No bueno.
But it's interesting because it never came out. We haven't heard it yet. But Sean Miller had the same problem last year. But he's employed the super popular defense of deny.
Right.
Which has worked for Sean Miller.
At bottom of the year, however.
And they're like, we think you're lying because you're sweating. He's like, nope, this is me all the time.
Yeah. But last week when he played his last game at the McHale Center, he had this. It kind of trended on social media where he basically said, "Thank you for 10 great years." It was sort of isn't an allusion to this is it for me.
Yeah.
So it's starting to ratchet up. This one of Praino's favorite players, the rifleman Chuck Person, is pleading guilty.
I saw that
for giving some money to.
Where is he?
He was at Auburn. Yeah. So he's going to go away for.
And he was an
3
assistant,
years.
right?
Assistant, yeah.
He's going to go to jail?
Yep.
The assistant
Wow.
coach getting. Look at that 3. Oh, money.
Yeah.
In front of 4 people in Jacksonville. Look at those dreads. He's got that.
This feels like a Ruther curse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just completely.
Yale got dented.
I completely ruined DL's chances.
Not only did Ruther pick you guys, and that means you're going to get blown out, but now you got to
that.
go back to New Haven.
Get a burger. So remind me, Joe, of who your Final Four picks are.
I've got Duke, UNC, Nevada, Tennessee.
Yeah, those are all solid. I like.
I was on the fence. UNC, Kentucky.
I agree.
I went UNC.
Probably
in
the
the end.
toughest bracket of all. I think is the Midwest with UNC. Kansas has been struggling this year, but they're blue bloods, so they could maybe show up. And Kentucky, I think Kentucky, North Carolina will probably meet each other in the Elite Eight.
Well,
and a couple, and I've got just pretty much the only exciting things in my whole bracket. I've got Syracuse beating Gonzaga and probably going to Elite Eight, and then I've got
really possible.
And then I've got UC Irvine and the Anteaters winning 2 games.
The Anteaters, what a great nickname, huh?
Yeah.
Quick inside dirty sports stuff. I just want to let everybody know we have Brady Matthews coming over later. We have Andy Lazarus confirmed later. We have Twerks with Wolves intern Aaron will be finally back later, and possibly some others.
Yeah.
So we look forward to
talk
that.
of a Dennis Gubbins. There's been talk of a
yes.
Now we're talking reunion.
By the way, I need to text Tommy get him in on this, but he gave me some great tips on your chapped nipples.
Oh, Tommy Dewey.
Yeah.
What did I tell you on the phone yesterday? He's the official nipple correspondent.
Official nipple correspondent
for Dirty Sports.
And Andy didn't know this, but Tommy is a very
accomplished marathon runner.
Boston, New York.
Boston. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm sorry Tommy's not live for this, but I should send him the link so he can jump on.
What is his advice for my nipples? Because I got some great nipple advice from former guest Guy Fiorita. Did I say that pronounced correctly?
Yeah, close enough.
Guy gave me some great advice. What he told me to do, and I did this yesterday, you wear stuff that you would normally wear for blisters on your heels, and he sent me the exact link, and you put it on your nipples, like Band-Aid blisters.
So Andy was saying that he can't go shirtless because he's got a number.
Yeah.
You know? But I said, why not go with like a reverse tube top with like a shirt that's full except in the breast area?
I like that.
Like
we're
it's
just
open, like some sort of Total Recall fucking shirt.
Where just my nipples are showing.
Yeah, just like a nice open spread in the middle.
Why don't you just paint it on? Can you do that?
No, because it's
a tracker.
I have a tracker on my bib that I have to wear. It's bullshit. By the way, you did not even comment on my amazing hair.
You know what? I'm sitting on the wrong side.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
That's really amazing.
I actually require Ruther to only get the right side worked on, so I don't have to ever look at it.
Yeah, smart.
I can just pretend that he's a regular human over there.
Andy, do you have your Final Four? Should I give mine first?
Go for it.
Listen, I've been talking about Virginia being undervalued all year long. I'm going to stick with UVA to make a run. I didn't actually respect Tennessee that much until I've seen a lot of people jump on board and say, they're a veteran team, good offense, players that can get you buckets. But I just feel like because Virginia is so good offensively this year, one of their best offensive teams and defensive teams, I think they're going to surprise people. I think you get good value. They've only lost to 3 teams this year. Florida State went to the Elite Eight last year, and Duke twice. I mean,
your Virginia team is not doing shit again, just for the record.
You guys hear that?
80's hot take.
Yeah. So
Mark it down, dirtballs.
Where are they losing? Tell me, are they losing tonight? Are they losing tomorrow?
No, they're going to win a game at least. They will. Virginia, let me see them. Although they're in an easy fucking bracket, man.
Here we go.
I've got Virginia in the.
I got Dewey. I got Dewey on right now saying you can wear a number belt.
What? This is some interesting info that I'm getting right now.
I'm getting this live
to wear
from Dewey,
a numbered belt.
The accomplished marathon runner. He's gonna drop in his Boston time just to kind of show off a little bit. I think it's 3. It might have been cracked to 3. That's how good he is.
Wow.
I think here's what I think. If I in the next year can beat one of Dewey's times, I get an additional role on the show he's on.
We should have a one-on-one marathon.
And if
one-on-one marathon.
And if you don't, he never has to appear here again. Like, what does he get?
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's free to not have to come on. He's free to not answer your calls about the Dent report.
It's a good point.
I think one-on-one marathon would be
me versus Dewey.
Yeah.
That's actually an amazing idea. Incredible. Like, are we just starting at the same spot? Like, how is this going to play out?
He just timed in 2:58.
Wow.
2:58?
That's golfing your ball right there.
Bro,
wow.
That is – we're talking about me breaking 4.
That's faster than you can go 26 miles in a car in Los
–
Angeles.
2:58? Fucking Dewey. Okay, maybe I need to retract that statement I just made. Holy shit.
Let's do a one-on-one marathon, but you get the time difference to start, and then he starts to chase you down.
Yeah,
it's basically the new LeBron show, whatever that they're going to show 1,000 times. But that's what we should do.
Did he
have Tommy chase you down?
Did he run for Princeton? Like, was he on track and field, or was he on?
He went to Princeton to do cross country, and then he had a foot or leg injury, and he got into comedy, and the rest is history.
Acting
legend.
You said comedy.
Well, he did improv and things like that.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. Wasn't sure.
Sorry, you guys have a stranglehold on.
No, I wasn't sure. I was like, he was doing stand up.
No, I don't think he's done that yet. But
wait, hold on a second.
Oh no,
he had an injury and he still did a 2:58.
He says if Ruther does sub-4, dinner's on Tommy Dewey.
Wow.
Okay.
You got multiple sub-4.
Okay.
You're set to make a nice little chunk if you go sub-4.
What are you running right now? Have you done any comps to the marathon yet?
Yeah. I've done. Okay, so Saturday I did 21 miles. I did 21.5 or like 20. No, I did. No, actually, I did exactly what would be 5 less. So I did 21.2 in 3:05. So I would need 5 more miles.
I don't know what's
Yeah. So I mean, 21 at 3 hours. That's like 7.
No.
That's an hour for every 7 miles.
So basically,
yes, that's the math.
Basically,
I know that's correct.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying basically, I look at it.
So that's what I'm saying. So you only have 5 more miles. So if you can do another hour, if you can do another 5 miles in the same pace, you got it. You're under
easily.
4.
Yeah. But that'll be tough. Basically, my goal is like, you want me to just be? I don't know if I want to air it out because I don't want to jinx myself.
You got to break 4 hours. I mean
your goal's only under 4, right?
Yeah. But I have another.
Well, you have a pipe dream goal.
I have an Andy Ruther goal.
Get naked.
3:45.
Yeah, it's probably around there. Around 3:45. Now I've gotten a lot of good advice from people who run it. Like our buddy Guy told me, he goes, don't make the mistake of like your first 5 you're flying, because he told me he's done New York City twice. Yeah. He said I made that mistake. The good thing is I don't fly out the gate. I usually, when I run, about 30 minutes in is when I start feeling good. Then I got some stupid song comes on, and then I'm all ready to rock. You should see my mix. It's pretty ridiculous.
Quick story about my wife ran L.A. marathon, her only marathon, about 5 years ago. And it was a pretty nice day. I rented a bike to meet her in Beverly Hills and kind of cheer her on around the 15-mile mark. And I was looking around, waiting, kind of figuring out the time she'd be there. She's not there. 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, finally she shows up, and I'm like, Catherine, and there's no one home. There's she's just done in the face. So the rest of I was like, I need to basically supervise her.
Yeah.
For the next 11 miles.
Yeah.
And she got vertigo as a result of running this marathon.
Really?
Yeah. For a year.
Explain vertigo.
It's when you have to listen to that one U2 album on repeat.
Yeah, they embed an album into your brain for all time. No, it's just basically like when your equilibrium's off.
Yeah.
You just can't stand up or do anything because the world is just sort of spinning. But, one of the marathon, Tom, you'll know more than this, but everyone was crushing chocolate milk. That's the post-run drink for a lot of people.
And that works out perfectly as Andy is a 12-year-old boy.
You know what my post-run drink is?
What's that?
Eating ass.
Oh, boy.
Didn't expect that, did you, Tug?
No, I think my parents are listening.
Okay. I apologize to Mr. and Mrs. Coker.
But don't worry, he doesn't say condoms are for pussies anymore.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, now back to the game. We have 2 games going on. We got Minnesota currently with a 28-24 lead over Louisville, and LSU with a 13-8 lead over Yale.
Just to finish up my Final Four, UVA.
Of course.
Homer. I got North Carolina.
Homer.
He's got UVA, Michigan.
I definitely got Michigan. I got North Carolina coming out of the Midwest. I actually am worried about Michigan this year. I think Michigan, this bracket's, it's hard to get back to the Final Four 2 years in a row.
See, I don't have to take any of those things into consideration when I fill out my bracket because I don't know who made the Final Four last year.
That's right. I went to the final game last year and watched Michigan get Dante DiVincenzo'd.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Tug? To hop in real quick, we are going to go to a game this year in Anaheim. Guess where we're going to get those tickets? Do you know?
I have an idea.
Where?
That's the worst defense. SeatGeek.
That's right. SeatGeek. Praino?
America's fastest growing ticket app.
Are
Is
you
that one of their sayings?
Of course it is. Are you down? Anaheim, the
yeah.
pond?
You know I love to go watch college basketball live.
I'll tell you what, man. Dirtballs have been using the SeatGeek promo code DIRTY left and right lately. I've been sending out so many koozies. I can't thank you guys enough. I sent out – somebody just bought 7 tickets for opening day Mariners,
Nice.
Seattle Mariners.
That guy.
Using SeatGeek. So Dirtballs, best of all, like I just said, download SeatGeek because you get $10 off their first SeatGeek purchase. Just download the SeatGeek app and enter promo code DIRTY today. That's promo code DIRTY for $10 off your first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek Life's an event. We have the tickets. I was also looking at SeatGeek to go. Do you guys like Leon Bridges?
Yeah.
I do.
I got into him a few years ago during an episode of when I used to be on Dirty Pop. We were listening to some of his music, and I know he's at the Hollywood Bowl in July. So I'm going to check him out using SeatGeek. Okay. Minnesota with a 7-point lead. I want to say I find it interesting that Bill Murray is there. I don't find that interesting, but I find it interesting they keep showing him no Rick Pitino. Where is Rick Pitino?
Probably watching at home.
No, he's coaching right now in
Greece?
In Greece.
He's still coaching?
Yep.
He coaches in Greece?
Yeah, he coaches
What's
in Greece.
wrong with Rick Pitino?
He likes to coach, man. He's a passion.
It's very weird to me.
How many
Like,
millions of dollars has he made?
It's one of those things, like, I'll never understand the people who just, like, if I'm Matthew Perry, once Friend's over, you've never seen me again. Like, they're doing stories on me. They're doing, like, long, like, Rolling
Matthew
Stone.
Perry's done?
No, what's that?
He's really tried.
No, but, like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? He's tried. Like, they've all tried. Like, they've all, like, Courtney Cox was on it. Like, if I was Matthew Perry, there'd be long investigative journalist pieces of, like, what happened to Joe Praino.
I disagree.
Friends.
I disagree.
He's
100%.
never been seen again.
We've had this discussion. I disagree 100%.
With you or with me?
What you're saying. Because I think the creative
Well, you
part.
can't disagree with what I would do with my life, but, you know.
No.
But go off, as they say.
Well, I am. I think, dude, you're a creative guy. You like, obviously, doing creative things, whether it's comedy or podcast or whatever. I think
I like surfing and drinking frozen beverages way more than any of those
Hold
things.
on a second, though. You might go away for a time, but I think that bug would come back, and I think it comes back to a lot of people. I actually have no problem with these people who made a lot of money who want to just continue working. I think, dude, it's a proven fact. When you stop working, a lot of people die because when they go into retirement, they don't know what to do.
Right. I'm saying I will have no problem knowing what to do.
Let me hop in the comment section real quick. I will donate $150 to the Thust Fund if a dirtball lays out Ruther right before the finish line.
Oh, wow. First of all, that's assault.
Yeah.
So it's going to need to be a couple more bucks than that.
There will be law enforcement surrounding the marathon.
Yeah.
The finish line is an absolute disaster area. There's so many people.
I've never seen it.
It's crazy. It's like the worst part of the whole marathon.
Really?
Because that's where all the family members
and
stuff watched for the photos. It's a disaster zone. So yes, definitely do that. I think definitely do that. For $150, you got to do it.
Why are you looking at me? Somebody has to take me out. He's offering $150 to a dirtball to tackle me.
I'll do it
before I finish.
I need diapers right now.
What do you spend on diapers a month?
I have no idea.
You seem like
$75.
You also seem like a environmentally conscious guy. They don't do like the reusables.
It really, you know what? I got to say, I am very environmentally conscious, but I have to pick and choose my battles, and diapers feels like ones where I've just lost.
It seems I feel like just in general, like the big diaper has got everybody on just like, yeah, let them shit in it and just throw it in the garbage.
There it is again, Praino. They are just whoring out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you could get like a
Michael
12-pack of Michael Jordan Hanes T-shirts, swaddle the kid's ass in it, and then just wash them.
You've been working on that tweet for 10 minutes, Tug.
I'm very deliberate.
I mean, Tug Coker is meticulously
I
picking
don't
out the
tweet
words.
for a living like Andy Ruther. I'm sorry. I mean, my brain doesn't work in 160 characters.
It's 140, which then went to 280, but
Excuse
that's all right.
me. I work in 160.
You work in 160?
way I
He's been working on getting those extra 20 characters
So,
out of
so
there.
I'm curious, though, before you send out that tweet, we're talking about the home life with Tug Coker.
Yeah.
What's the conversation with you and your wife saying, I'm going over to this dude's studio apartment called the Smut Studio?
I mean, I think she knows about you and this podcast at this
Well,
point,
well,
right? Has he been living
remember
a
when
fucking secret
she
life?
Remember she delivered some goods here to both your house and Joe's house from Stangy?
Yeah,
From
Stanga?
From
Yeah.
Benangi?
Yeah.
And
That's right. I forgot about that.
So she's been here before, and she begged me not to come back because she knows how awful this place is.
But she didn't come inside.
She stepped inside. She did.
She had a key?
She Google mapped it and went inside.
Good for her.
No, I had to. We talked about this about almost 2 months ago. So I asked 2 months in advance. That's how far in advance I had to clear this.
I think we discussed this months ago.
Yeah, whenever it was, I was like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm just really.
Are you fine with the setup? Just because you were very concerned.
I missed the fourth TV.
We have the tablet over here.
We have a tablet.
Do you realize? Have you seen this?
Oh, it's a walk. I mean, everyone's calling for it. That's ridiculous.
I can't believe
Have you seen the
I
schedule?
can't believe I'm in hour 1 of this.
Yeah.
4 games aren't
Yelling about travels.
That was an obvious walk, guys. This isn't the NBA.
I got shocked. Like my heart skipped a beat.
I got to read this comment. Another donation from Fat Jason Kidd. He just donated $4.99. It says money for Tug for diapers.
Thank you so much. Is that Fat Jason Kidd?
Fat Jason Kidd.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Dude, I love it. Just pops, don't you? I love the super chat thing.
Watch Tug watch his wife change diapers.
I mean, I want to just quick shout out to all the dirtballs who have kids and know how awful it is.
What percentage of our fans do you think have kids? And then what percentage?
Oh my God!
Second question: what percentage of our fans should not have kids?
What is this? What is this? What are you doing?
I mean, I'm just saying that's some college basketball shit right there. That guy had a step back half quarter.
That's an awful ending to the half. Louisville. I don't like Louisville right now.
So we're at half. We got Minnesota 38, the Louisville Cardinals 33. Good. Fuck you, Chris Mack. Eat a dick.
I need to check Minnesota's field goal percentage at the half before I double down on Louisville because I feel like they're shooting really well right now, and it's got to even out.
Look at the gut on that tuba player. Dear God.
KFC.
Yeah, the Yum Yum Center,
Yum Center.
Look at young Patino. Jeez.
Don't show the aerial view.
I mean, the front view is not much better.
Damn, lay off the guy, Tug. Not everybody can have your amazing head of hair.
Well, I'm saying just go for it. I mean, he's in a tough situation because it looks decent in the middle.
Yeah.
It's the back end. So, like, what do you do? It's like it's just a tough
Well, let me ask you this
you
question.
Go to Chris Mack situation and go full shave.
Praino hates that, by the way.
The full shave?
Praino's not a fan.
I'm not a fan.
You just hold on for dear life?
But I almost think, like, sometimes just you have to accept your baldness, but you can accept it in a way that's like, you know, you're not trying to hide it, but you're also not trying to just, like, go for it. Like, I think it's fine to be bald. Like, he should not be, like, trying to rock, like a young, like spiky look in the front. So it's like, just be bald.
So Praino's advice to me, I was debating doing, what's it called? The fucking stuff.
I'm going to finish this tweet while you're
Rogaine or
No,
whatever.
not Rogaine. What's
Propecia.
For Nestor side? Yeah, Propecia.
Sure.
So
look, all that stuff's like, you know, hybrid car batteries. Like, yeah, it's great in theory. What's going to happen to the Earth 100 years from now when it's all full of hybrid car batteries?
what?
Like, it may end up being the death of us. I'm just saying, no one has been on Propecia long enough to know if it makes, like, your asshole fall out when you're 70.
Yeah. So I was debating because my doctor.
And also, just be bald.
My doctor wrote a script for me for it to basically stop my hair from receding. But one of the major side effects is it could possibly kill your sex drive, which is one of the things that I like, that I have a good high sex drive. So my
Doug was
my prescription has been sitting at Costco.
That's trained actor shit right there, guys. You can't do those.
You don't get on bones.
You can't do those physical takes.
Yeah, you don't get on bones without doing that.
Without a fucking at least a minor.
What's the worst TV show you've ever been on?
I don't want to say worst. It's just not because it's so hard to get a television show.
I mean,
can we just say Yale, by the way? Right back in it.
Yeah.
1917.
Yeah, you said the Ruther curse is not real right here,
it's
bro.
alive and well. It'll just break your heart late in the game.
Like, look at this. Like, look at this. I mean,
what?
Joey from Friends is like pulling a sock out of the toilet with fucking like, like she just buy an island. You're so rich.
I've been on some. I mean, I'll just talk about some of the shows I've been on over the years. One of the first shows I ever was on was a show called The Game, which was like either UPN or WB.
Tug on WB.
It was a half-hour comedy about guys who played football. That was one of my first things. I did Hannah Montana. Someone reached out to me on Instagram.
You did Hannah Montana?
I did. Someone reached out to me.
Everybody knows I'm a big Miley Cyrus fan.
What was your role on Hannah Montana?
I believe I was called. This was disappointing because I didn't give me official name. I think I was Animal Wrangler. Or actually, I want to be specific. I want to say Reptile Wrangler. Now, someone reached out to me on Instagram this week.
We're gonna need some Tug Coker Reptile Wrangler merch.
Someone DM'd me and said, "Hey, you were on Hannah Montana, right?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Can I get a copy of the script you did? I'll pay for it." I said, "I don't know if I feel comfortable."
Who was that who sent you that?
I don't
Was that a dirtball?
If it was, shout out, shout out to you. I don't know.
No, probably just a regular psycho Tug Coker fan.
What's the crossover between Dirt Balls and Hannah Montana fans?
Probably pretty high.
Probably pretty high.
Yeah.
It's a young, probably a lot of kids in the college age were watching that when they were younger.
So I did this. I basically did this. There's a 2-part series.
Dirt Balls pretty much speak exclusively in SpongeBob memes. If that gives you any sense of how old.
Sort of rappers these days.
Yeah.
2-part series finale. Once Larry David did it, I was like, it's okay to do it.
What's that?
Hannah Montana.
Larry David was on Hannah Montana?
Yep. And I think that it was one of the rare offers I got to do to be on there. And I had to hold. I don't love snakes. Don't love them. Had to hold both an iguana and a snake, and nope, wasn't fun. But I was on Hannah Montana, so it's huge.
That's great.
Huge for my career.
It's way more than I've ever done.
No, well, you're gonna be on.
But now, what was the worst show you've ever been on?
I can't say. I don't know. There's no worst shows.
There's got to be something where the guy's out of the business, and you don't need to Tug Coker it where you're friends with everybody forever.
I will say this: I did a video game where I wore like all the 3D stuff.
Yeah.
It was called L.A. Noir.
Yeah.
A decent video game. There was a lot of great actors in it. Basically got fired off of that because they wanted me to play like a 1930s villain. And most of the actors got to use their voice and become the characters, get the face modulation, become characters. I just did the physical stuff. They brought someone else in to like, be the heavy.
Let me hop in the comment section. Lots of comments going on about Tug's career right now.
Okay.
Boner Man. Shout out to Bo Blaha.
Shout out Boner Man.
I want a remake of 2 Girls, a Guy, and a Pizza. Tug, Andy, Joe. Obviously, Andy is the girl. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Joey Capuana, I can't. God, I'm blind.
Doesn't matter.
I would buy Tug Coker Reptile Wrangler merch. Interesting. I feel Photoshop from Benangi of that Reptile Wrangler for Tug coming soon.
I'll welcome that. I welcome that one.
Speaking of 1930s gangsters, sad day yesterday, Chris Mullen being removed from the tournament.
Yeah.
But what I did say on Brady Matthews' podcast yesterday, Brady is going to be joining us later, is if Chris Mullen had to go down to somebody, at least he went down to a Hurley, because now I can just repurpose my Chris Mullen impression as a Hurley impression. We took out Mully. St. John's pretty good, but we had to take him down. Go Sun Devils.
Hurley's, quick, I watched that game last night. Hurley, were you all in on that Duke team, those teams when you were growing up? Well, you were big into college when you were young, right?
A little bit. I wasn't all in on those Duke teams.
No.
And I was a UNLV guy.
Yeah. You were Larry Johnson for life, basically.
I was Larry Johnson. I loved Kenny Anderson. Or why am I?
No, you're talking about Stacey Ogman.
No, the
Larry
point guard.
Johnson.
There was
Greg Anthony.
Greg Anthony.
Yeah.
Lefty, another lefty point
guard. Of course.
Greg Anthony, Ogman.
Anderson Hunt.
I was going to say, it was my favorite guy in the whole team.
Deep dives right there.
And then who is their big center?
It starts with an S.
He wore 50.
Yeah.
He was like a David Robinson wannabe.
Scurry.
Yeah.
Moses Scurry, I want to say.
I was all in on that UNLV team.
Oh, I was such a Duke. I'm a white kid from Cincinnati. I was all about the Duke team.
Dude, Hurley was awesome. That team. It's amazing. And Laner was awesome too. The 30 for 30 really did a nice job on him.
I was a Grant Hill guy though. I've always been a point forward fan. I've always been a fan of a pass first star player.
Grant Hill's one of the first guys when I was in middle school. Grant Hill's from Northern Virginia, and everyone had heard of Grant Hill. Like people,
Yeah.
It's like one of the first times. I think I've told this story before, but Grant Hill's the first guy that I heard of in high school, South Lakes High School in Northern Virginia, that like this guy's gonna be great. And the second guy that I ever heard of, I was a freshman in high school. I went to watch Bethel High School in the state semifinals, and watch a kid by the name of Allen Iverson play.
I've heard of him.
As a junior in high school. And,
How good was he?
Honestly, the first half they were losing to a team in my district and Woodbridge, and the second half is one of the best displays of like athleticism I've ever seen. He caught an alley-oop. He caught an alley-oop as a 6 foot or whatever under.
Disappointing NBA career.
Would you say? Is this truth?
Never won a ring, right? Isn't that all that matters?
That's all that matters.
0 rings. 0 rings in his entire career. Never made his teammates better. just completely ringless. I mean, he's worse than Steve Kerr.
To me, I think it's right now. It's about how many
that-
memes you can collect as a pro, and I think he has an all-time.
The step over.
The step over is
yeah.
all time, right?
Yeah.
So that's
although the step over, ever since Ty Lue got fired, the step over you don't really see that much anymore.
Well, because I mean, people love to pull it out for Ty Lue, but it's still an all-time basketball meme. And I think honestly, it's jumped. I think it's jumped Kobe now that we have the Kobe angle. Now that we have the angle. Now that we know that Kobe did not actually
debunked.
Put the ball right in Matt Barnes' face.
I can't stop laughing. They are really whoring out old Michael Jordan's Hanes commercials.
I mean,
to just keep that nostalgia going.
Since 9/15, Sam Tripoli has ordered 100 pairs of underwear on Amazon.
Sam Tripoli did. Should I invite Sam over here so he can wake up the entire complex by screaming at me?
Knock over all the lights. I'd love to hear if he thinks Allen Iverson was a bust.
Here's what I'm thinking. Do we want to kind of wrap up the audio portion of this? I mean, we didn't really discuss too much news. What is going on with your phone over here?
I mean, here's what I think.
I'm telling people to jump on YouTube.
Andy, at what how long can you go audio wise before? Like, why don't you just put up 6 hours on the?
Because the point is to get it up so then more people watch the video. Does that make sense?
You're thinking people go to the audio and then they come back and tune into the YouTube when they hear that this is up?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work, but I got to do it. Somebody got to do it.
Sure. I mean, Tug and I will hold it down, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Do you want
talk college basketball? I will.
I want to discuss we haven't discussed the Mike Trout situation.
Let's talk about it.
12 years, $430 million.
Steal of a deal. Compared to Machado, compared to Harper, they truly got a bargain.
You think so?
I know so.
Yeah.
I know so for value.
So he'll be 38 by the time that deal ends.
Yeah, he's basically an angel for life, and people are like, well, the angel, and it goes back to again the ring thing is like, Mike Trout is the best. Ask any baseball player alive, Mike Trout's the best baseball player alive. Like, I don't think Mookie Betts is like, well, I like to think I'm the best. It's like Mike Trout's the fucking best. Mike Trout's the best player. Now he's on the Angels. Have the Angels been good? No. But they're committed at least to Mike Trout, and you build around Mike Trout. If they had let Mike Trout go, they may as well have gone to a different city, changed their name, because that's it. Like, no one's going to the ballpark in Anaheim if you let Mike Trout leave.
Yeah.
So I think they needed to lock him up early.
No, I agree with you. I think it's a great deal. Now, something that's interesting, and I brought this up last episode or a couple episodes ago, I believe you can't do this because of the collective bargaining agreement. Somebody like a Mike Trout and these players who are that good and demand that much money, when could they change it so a player could get an ownership stake of that team? Because to me, $430 million, it's almost like when an actor gets points and a percentage of the box office. Why? My point is,
but $430 million. We're talking about 22 movies for Julia Roberts. You know what I mean? Like, do the math on 430. What does he need ownership? This goes back to the fucking, Matthew Perry deal. Now he's got to worry about running a baseball team. You got $430 million.
No.
Go away.
It's not running a team. If the Angels said you're going to get this and this percentage of our earnings,
straight cash, homie, give me the money. Now I gotta be financially invested in this team that's gonna be dog shit when I leave. Give me my money.
Or again, my argument would be the earnings while he's on that deal. I don't know. I'm just tossing it out there.
You want like a marriage deal, like 50% of what's made while I'm here.
The reason I'm saying that is because you could ultimately. What are you looking for, Tug? Okay, gotcha. I didn't have breakfast either. Yeah, I didn't know if you needed help with something. I didn't have breakfast either. So basically, if you guys want to send us food, have at it. If you guys want to send some food our way, I have a feeling we're gonna get some food later. But you know what I'm saying? Am I making any sense with that, Praino?
Yeah, but I mean, it just seems like you get into this whole. I don't want to call it a conflict of interest, but then can you trade a guy later in his career if he owns part of the team? You know, if Mike Trout does an ownership deal toward the end of his contract when he wants to go like play for a winner or whatever, are you trading a guy that owns part of the Angels to the Yankees? Yeah, it gets a little weird, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, in the end, Mike Trout got $430 million. Again,
good for him.
They got a fucking deal. He's the best. I mean, the first guy from the Philly area that I just fucking absolutely love. I don't know him as a guy, but just what a great ball player. I thoroughly enjoy watching him play.
Yeah.
I love that he's staying in SoCal because we can go down and watch him down there.
It's amazing, yeah.
I love – also, people are always like, great job being irrelevant. Do you know what $430 million gets you in Orange County? That guy lives literally way better than anybody that you know or will ever know.
I saw a quote.
He probably has just like fucking palace like on a bluff, right?
I saw a quote. The reason I saw the quote was because former guest of the show, Ryan Grant, quote tweeted it and mocked the person who quoted it. And I agreed with Ryan Grant. He was mocking a Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd apparently on his radio show said something like, you know, that guy's worth $430 million and he could walk to the mall in Orange County and nobody would know who he is. And Ryan Grant wrote, yeah, that's a good thing. Like,
yeah,
he's a great player. He doesn't have who cares? Like, to me, the argument of nobody knows who he is the stupidest shit I've ever fucking heard.
By the way, you know why Colin Cowherd is one of the world's biggest douchebags? Is because if Mike Trout wasn't baseball player Mike Trout, he couldn't walk to the mall without people knowing who he is because he's a fucking freak. He's a goddamn Texas ox walking through the mall. You're like, who's this guy with a 34-inch neck at the Gap? Hey, I thought I'd come to the mall, see if the Gap has decided to have, adult, large freak sizes now. Hey, you got anything that fits this? I'm Mickey Mantle if Mickey Mantle ate Barry Bonds. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's why guys like Colin Cowherd should fucking kill themselves. Like, what a horrible hot take.
It's a terrible hot take. Him walking in the mall, nobody knows who he is. Who cares?
You know what the worst part is? If Colin Cowherd walked through the mall, a lot of people would know who he is. No one would be happy about it, but they know who he is. Cowherd, look at him walking through the mall. Mike Trout just walking through the mall? Shopping at fucking the Gap? Okay. Cowherd, Fuck, I hate Colin Cowherd.
I knew that would get you fired up.
What a dickbag.
Yeah, it's a very stupid comment. I agree.
He's the like quality of life in Ohio response that you get. Mike Trout has $430 million. He's the best baseball player ever at this point. He lives in Southern California, probably in some fucking Pablo Escobar like estate. And by the way, you know what Angel Stadium is? Poontangville. Like this guy's the king of the world.
Yeah.
Thank God more people don't know who he is. He'd be swinging his bat. He'd be tired come game time from knocking away hot chicks.
I'm excited. I told you Reds are coming out here this year again. We'll go down to – dude, let's go to a few games. Now that I have a car that actually can move, I'm stoked. Let's go to a bunch of games. Tug Coker's doing the gram, it looks like. He's got the gram going. Look at that hair on Tug Coker.
Yeah.
We have a comment YouTube. Tug, bring Praino a Miller Lite while you're up. Oh, pretty early. Praino?
Sure, why not?
Praino?
I mean, I have a show tonight.
Lower right fridge, Miller Lite. I got Modelo's top.
I have a show tonight, so I can't drink. But I want everybody to know that if you've seen me drinking coffee, there's a significant amount of Maker's Mark in there.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I didn't just throw a microphone at the TV screen while we were talking about Colin Cowherd. It's fucking cheddar dickery.
Praino walked in.
I hate hot take culture. Hot take culture is so gross. No one knows who Mike Trout is. Well, he's not some fucking dickhead on TV who never once gotten a fucking hot take right. God.
Lots of hate about my lines, though. Colin Cowherd is greater than Andy's lines. No, that's just not true. You guys here's the thing about the lines, guys. I'm just going to.
The lines are awful, but they're not Colin Cowherd.
I'm going to address the camera on this one. You guys who hate on the lines are just mad because you don't have the balls to be a 37-year-old man like me who doesn't give a fuck to get lines. That's why you guys are haters. You got your normal, bland, lame haircut. I look fresh. I look good. Don't be a hater.
I look fresh. He's going to camera. I look fresh.
All you fucking haters. I see you guys on.
That was like a Cardi B Instagram. You just mad because I look fresh?
I mean, my boy Trippy treats my hair like it's a canvas. I let him do whatever he wants to it, and the results are what they are. This Michael Jordan, they will not stop whoring out the Michael Jordan commercial. Look at these guys on their fucking phones, guys. See,
I got shit to do today. Tug's been on his phone the whole time. I thought for a second I could turn it over to Tug, but
unreal.
Can we talk? Can we talk NBA?
Yeah, let's go for it. What you got?
Who do we believe in the East?
In the East?
Who do we absolutely believe in?
I mean, I don't absolutely believe in anybody.
The Bucks or Sixers?
But I believe in the Sixers.
Do you really?
But I don't absolutely believe in the Sixers.
The Sixers needed Marcus Smart to get ejected last night for them to beat the Celtics. This is the most Styles makes fights year in the Eastern Conference because I really feel like it depends on matchups.
What the fuck is a Styles McFights?
In boxing, they say styles make fights. Like a certain style of boxer makes the fight good. I feel like there's certain teams want to see and other teams want to avoid. For instance, I think the Celtics don't fear the Sixers.
Right.
I think the Raptors are the team to watch out for, in my opinion. I know everyone says we haven't seen them do it yet.
The Drake curse, bro. The Drake curse.
It's very true.
I think the Raptors. I mean, the addition of Kawhi is everything. It's like
Marc Gasol. I mean, they're just really nice pieces.
Yeah. Lynn, I like Lynn,
and I think a slight improvement in coach. A coach is very good.
I was watching. I know you're a Michael Jordan guy and you're a '90s guy. Whatever.
I'm an appreciator.
But I was watching last night, and I'm a Jeremy Lin fan from the Linsanity days, but I also know exactly what Jeremy Lin is and isn't. But I was thinking, if Jeremy Lin plays in the '90s, how many times is Jeremy Lin an All-Star?
10. 10-time All-Star. Uh-oh. Andy Ruther, when I walked into the Smut studio today, Andy said, "Please don't knock anything over." And I said, "I've been on a set before." Andy just got up for 2 seconds and
it's the first time Andy Ruther stood and he knocked
destroyed the studio.
Now, Tug,
we'll handle it.
What do you think of my 12-1 Houston Rockets thing? Like, I found that to be like absurd when I saw it. That this late in the year with their record, they had the second best record in basketball since the Carmelo Anthony experiment has ended, only behind the Bucks. 12-1. To me, that seemed ludicrous.
And they've won 3 or 4 against the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
So this is the first time that the Warriors, to me, feel like who knows. I don't think that's a bad. I think it's a really good play, actually. I mean, the Nuggets
there's no Styles McFights like the Houston Rockets, right? The Houston Rockets are like Rocky coming out boxing lefty. Like, you have to get into rocket ball if you want to play with them.
I'm amazed that they had a nice turnaround. They started so sluggish.
Carmelo Anthony is the devil. Like that's been proven at this point.
At what point in his career with the Knicks did you realize, or would you see with the Nuggets maybe?
No, I never wanted him to be a Knick.
Yeah.
I never wanted him to be a Knick. I saw it with the Nuggets, especially when they had like the Iverson and the Chauncey and whatever, and it still had to be Melo all the time. But also, the thing that pushed it completely over the edge for me, even though I never loved his style of play, is that he desperately wanted to come to the Knicks, right? He made that so clear. And he could have come as a free agent literally 2 months later and played with Wilson Chandler and Gallinari and Mozgov and Felton and all the guys and David Lee and all the guys on that team that made them like a borderline playoff team already with D'Antoni. But instead, he was like, no, I want to come now, and I want to get rid of basically just get rid of the team, and it'll just be me and Amari Stoudemire, and of course we'll make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And you're like, guys, you're not even fucking close.
I was listening to Bill Simmons' podcast the other day with Ryan Russillo, and they got a question from a listener talking about you do a Royal Rumble of NBA players in a bar. And who's the one that's going to take the girl home? You throw one girl in there. Who takes the girl home? Basically, who's the most alpha?
Right. right now in the NBA.
They said Draymond is like the most alpha.
Fuck that. That's a bad take.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because I think Carmelo is off the court is actually pretty cool. I bet he's a pretty cool dude.
I met him.
Is he cool?
He it was pretty brief. He used to the woman.
No way inform my opinion. I just want to hear the story.
But by the way,
he was really nice.
Yeah.
So the woman I used to nanny for, she used to work for a personal trainer. He's the Lakers trainer now, Gunnar Peterson. He's on all their games like on the side. Anyway, so I went to her gym once with her kid, and Melo was there. I've talked about it on the show. He was real nice. I met him. She introduced us to his kid. Melo was there. Pete Sampras was there, which was a very odd combo working out at the gym together. My knock on Melo was that he wore the weightlifter gloves. I've laughed about it with the Rocky ones.
Yeah, the fingerless.
The fingerless ones.
Yeah.
And he even wore them while on the treadmill. Like I was observing all this.
That is an interesting choice. It makes me like him more. He's actually more alpha now.
And his homeboy, this is the best part. His boys, when I went to the gym, so Gunnar's gym, I don't know if he still has it. He had a private gym in Beverly Hills. His boys sat in a Bentley. He had like 3 boys while Carmelo was working out. They were sitting in a Bentley just smoking weed, blaring rap music in the parking garage, which I thought was like, that's what you do when you're in the entourage? You just smoke weed in the car while your boy works out? Not a bad life.
Yeah, you should get in the entourage.
So this is to go back to this question. This is current NBA guys.
Yeah.
Like real life hanging out.
Yeah, exactly.
Not basketball related.
Nope. And who could pick up a girl? Like nothing.
I mean, Dwayne Wade.
That's exactly who I thought. That's my exact answer.
Dwayne Wade, like Hall of Famer, got the rings. Seems very confident.
Yeah,
that's such a great call. That's exactly
when
my
you're
answer.
a dude, like the dude who picks up the chick is the one that doesn't have to like puff out their chest, right? And Dwayne Wade, like unlike the Derek Jeter who's like, no, I have to play shortstop when A-Rod comes. He was like, cool, it's LeBron's team, whatever. I'll be the guy that's throwing lobs and like running like that toward the camera. Like I don't give a fuck. I'm very confident in what I am and who I am, and like I think. Dwayne Wade's a good-looking guy and was a superstar.
He's always cool off the court. It's like the game doesn't seem to get to him too much.
No.
The other thing that I think is very interesting about D. Wade is that we all think LeBron's an incredible player. He has had a little bit of trouble bringing another superstar to play with him for whatever reason. Here's my reason. I think LeBron went to play with D. Wade as much as that to me is like that's alpha right there. LeBron's like, yeah, Miami is cool, but I also want to play with my man.
Well,
I disagree with your LeBron assessment because Anthony Davis wanted to play with LeBron. The Lakers fucked the whole thing up.
But I think he also wanted to play in LA. Like, I'm just saying over the history of time.
I think the thing with
hold on. But what are those examples?
Hold on. Here's
people say people don't want to play with LeBron. Give me examples.
I'm not saying don't want to play. I'm just saying superstars have, for whatever reason, not gone to play with LeBron.
Here's why I think here's the argument for the D Wade gets the girl is because I truly believe that threesome of Wade, Bosh, and LeBron was let's all play together. I think it was built around LeBron. Let's all agree we're going to go play with LeBron. And then what makes Wade the guy who goes home with the girl is like in the end, they went to Miami. Not that they all went to Boston.
That's right.
Not that they all went to Cleveland. Not that they all went to the Knicks. It wasn't like, hey, we can't go to Miami because that's your team and that everybody's going to kind of jump on your identity. He was probably like, guys, have you been to Miami? It's pretty fucking great. And he goes, yeah, whatever. Like, am I already a superstar here? Are they already going to retire my number? Sure. But if you guys come, and he did. He went home with the girl. LeBron was the girl. He went home with the girl, and he went home with her hot friend.
That's right. I mean, I'm so happy that you said that one because that's the one I've been.
Well, I think that's a good way to wrap up the audio portion.
They both said Draymond, by the way?
They both kind of settled on Draymond because they think that he would just sort of like. Do you ever see Sexy Beast with Ben Kingsley?
Yeah.
Oh, where he's like. He just kind of like wills people to do his bidding.
Yeah.
That's what basically they were saying. Draymond would just peacock and be loud enough that people would be like.
I am a Simmons fan. I am a Ryan Russillo fan. But I just want to point out that this is why you should listen to the Dirty Sports podcast, specifically when Tug Coker visits, because the idea that they settled on Draymond and we settled on Dwayne Wade tells you everything you need to know about these two shows.
Well, I think we could have won them over too.
We're right.
I think we could have easily won them over. On
yeah,
that.
and no offense, those
Draymond
those
isn't
dudes,
in my top 5.
Those dudes aren't, and that's the truth. Like, we actually had this discussion last night over Korean barbecue buffet with Brady Matthews. There's no dudes anymore. Dudes don't know how to get chicks. A bunch of bitch-ass dudes out there. No, but I'm being for real. Like, nothing against Ryan Russillo or Bill Simmons. Those guys aren't smooth enough to pull chicks. Like, they in my opinion, I don't think they are. Like, those aren't smooth. Like, take me and Praino, for example. We have two completely different styles on how to get girls. But
you pay.
Yeah. You hyper boost your hinge.
I walk in with the lines, and the girl's like, I'm going to suck his dick.
Oh, boy. Sorry, Mom.
I love the idea of Mr. and Mrs. Coker listening to this.
Just sitting at home with the games on mute to be like,
yeah.
I don't know, Ma. I don't know.
I think we should wrap up the audio portion of this. I can get it loaded on SoundCloud, Spotify, all that other shit. Guys, if you're listening to the audio portion of this, we're going to be here for another 11 hours. So subscribe to our YouTube. Follow Praino at Fix Your Life and Joe Praino. Follow Tug at Tug Coker. Follow me at Andy Ruther. I'm sending out tons of koozies. And everybody watching on YouTube right now, any screenshots, I love sending out the koozies. I love seeing where everybody's from. The Dirtballs are spread out all over the place. Drop an iTunes review, screenshot of a promo code. We'll do it. And, yeah, we'll keep the show rolling. So for the audio portion, this is it. Hop on YouTube. Stay dirty.
Am I the only one that's interested in Coca-Cola Orange Vanilla? Kind of sounds
What's
delicious.
that all about?
I don't know. I just saw a commercial for it.
I'll bring it out. I mean, I told Ruther I drink the Mexican Cokes.
Yeah.
Just try
no high fructose.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's exactly. And I brought a couple today just in case I need a little jolt.
Do you guys want me to load this then?
Yeah, go for
Get it out there.
Isn't that what you just?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the whole plan?
It was the whole plan.
Well, there's a little back line.
Yeah. It's
like, did he miss a spot?
No,
9/11.
man. Here's the
It's
deal.
9/11
Here's the
now.
deal. Here's the deal. Trippy, he was probably high when he did it.
Yeah.
Who knows? He was all anxious for me to come in.
I'm certain he was high. Now I just want to know what he was high on. Like, is he a crack addict? Like,
Well,
what
he's
is-
big. He's big into like the music scene.
Yeah.
So I know he fucks with like Molly and that shit too.
Right.
So like that's why he couldn't cut my hair until.
Like, was he on Molly where he's like rubbing his face against your hair? He's like, I think maybe a line here, bro. Feels like a line.
Hey, we want to welcome New Mexico State and Auburn
Oh, we
to
got
some live action. We're live on all 3 TVs.
all 3 TVs. We got it going on here in the Smut Studio. I'm gonna load the audio portion. You guys can enjoy the Minnesota, Louisville, Yale, LSU, and now New Mexico State, Auburn.
No good games so far. Everything is a double-digit deficit, and New Mexico State is early. I like next. This is a good one actually. I think Auburn. I think I'd probably lean Auburn in this game, but
I'm trying to get some food. I just posted our address. If you guys want to send any food, we'd love some food. Oh, that kid was the best.
Northwestern
Yeah.
kid.
That Northwestern
Yeah.
kid was the best.
What about sad flute girl? She was good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Villanova flute girl. Yeah, she was great too.
You guys talked a little about spring training, but I want to hear more about this tennis.
Oh, tennis.
Yeah, I'm the person to talk to about the tennis.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a shot of this for the 3 TV setup right now with
Yeah.
all the action. I know you're a big tennis guy. I texted you.
You did text me.
Your boy Nadal.
I'm a Federer guy
with,
at heart.
With Drew.
Yeah, but and my other buddy Tom is a Nadal guy. We go back and forth. But I'm a lefty, so I do love watching Nadal. But
So
Federer
I
has
watched the.
You watched Team, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's
I watched the
up
men's.
and comer.
I watched the men's semifinal first,
Yeah.
which was Team, whoever the Canadian dude was.
Raonic, right?
Yeah.
Milos Raonic.
Yep.
Yep.
I watched them play, and then it was supposed to be Federer Nadal, but Nadal with
Could have
Drew.
been a classic. That's a bummer.
So I got
Yeah.
instead I got a celeb matchup. I got Sampras and Djokovic in a doubles match with John McEnroe and Tommy Haas, which was fun.
That's fun.
John Lovett's in the chair.
Wow.
And then that was a fun day. But then went back for the finals day, watched the men's and the women's finals. The women's finals was
the 18-year-old
the
one, right?
18-year-old,
Yeah, I forget her name.
who I was rooting for when I got there because I'm like, she's 18. She was kind of a bitch.
Really?
It was like a lot of like every big point, she's like screaming at the crowd, kind of doing the Tom Brady like "Let's go," which and the other girl was kind of getting pissed, which I was fine. Like she just seemed like kind of a like little millennial bitch, but like it was also cool. Like she was also really good. It was really fun to watch her play, and then Federer team, for the men's finals. Which was amazing because Federer had an entire day off and came out swinging. I was like, oh, this is not even going to be close. He ends up losing. I got to say, watching that, you've been there, I assume. You've been to Indian Wells?
I've never been to Indian Wells.
It's beautiful.
I mean,
they call it tennis paradise.
Your endorsement was like, I got to get there.
It was incredible. I mean, the only other tennis I've ever watched was at the U.S. Open, which I've been to a few times. It's way better. It's beautiful. You're out. It's the sun. You know, there's the mountains in the background, all these flowers and shit on your walk in. When you're sitting outside of the stadium, you know, getting a beer or whatever, it's the palm trees everywhere. It's very much like it's almost got like a polo vibe. Like everybody's in their fluorescents and everybody's, you know, got the big hats on. It's almost like the Kentucky Derby meets polo meets the U.S. Open.
Weather was perfect.
Weather was perfect. A little hot, but not too hot.
I'm a Palm Springs, Indian Wells fan.
Yeah.
You know, for those who've never been there before, like incredible golf, tons of tennis. Like pool scene's pretty great in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's only a good day. It's 2 hours.
And I got to say, I have a new appreciation for tennis. The one thing I've watched plenty of tennis on TV over the years, but I guess I don't know why I didn't pick this up in person and like watching it on TV and I did in person. Maybe it's that I watched multiple full matches like without a break, without commercials, without like cutaways to replays or graphics. Like watching the in-between points, like the way people are moving, like the way, you know, how they strike a ball if they miss-hit or something like that. Like all the little things is like it really comes down to one break in the whole match.
I couldn't agree more. You know, I actually heard you make this point on the last show, and I wanted to talk to you about it because I saw the same thing. When I went to Wimbledon last year to watch Roger play in center court, he played some nobody. But the nobody's still world class. And he won. And Federer won like 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. And he's
good. 6-3 is breaking somebody once.
It's one game, exactly. And Federer may be better than that, but he's good enough to know, I got the one game. Let's just do my job, and I'll end it. But you're so right. It's really just a fraction of things here and there.
And it went. There was a point. So they get to, I think it was 6-3, 3-6 or whatever. Like they traded the two sets, and then the final set, they.
How many grunts per minute in the women's final?
I mean, grunts per minute was, they were grunting back and forth the whole time. Grunts per minute is probably 9, 10, like it's nonstop grunts.
The GPM,
yeah,
9, 10.
And then so in the final set, it gets to the point where they're trading. You know, they're going back and forth. No one's breaking, and it's Federer. It's team's serve. And I think it's like 4-4. And the guy I'm with, Alan Havey, who's a fantastic comic and headliner.
I like being close to Joe.
And was a big tennis fan and really got me into it as well, was like, this could be great. Federer breaks him here, and then he serves, and it's over. And he didn't break him. And then team went back and broke him. So everybody's like, this is it. And the whole crowd's cheering like, this is it. This is where you do it, Roger. Break him here, and this tournament's yours. And then doesn't. The other guy does it. Game over. Like, it's incredible.
It's true. And one thing that I noticed when I saw Federer live, you probably saw this too, his fan base is crazy big.
Crazy.
It's crazy and crazy big. Like
people wearing just the RF hat.
Absolutely.
It's like wearing a polo hat.
Now, and I know Asia in particular is very big fans of Federer, and he travel. I mean, when I went to Wimbledon, the camping, you could camp out for tickets. It was like 3 to 4x of what they'd all played on opposite days of Federer. Federer was like 3 to 4x the crowd.
Yeah.
It's humongous. I mean, he is such a following. And you're right. You just learn so much about athletes. I remember when I watched Agassi, and there's a tournament in D.C. I watched Agassi play. And he's like, Nadal's famous for like grabbing his thong, like he's like has a wedgie.
Yeah.
And Agassi was the same way. He would always grab, like cup himself. It was super weird. Like these quirks these guys have.
Yeah, and
it's similar to baseball guys, I guess.
Yeah, and the one thing I really appreciated, which was the equivalent to, I'll watch. If you gave me the choice to watch Major League batting practice or the whole game, I'd just go watch batting practice. Like, you learn so much about players and everything, and watching them swing like 15 times in a row, and then like getting a couple rounds. Like I love watching it. The pre-match warm-up between two players that are about to compete with one another, they don't have their coach out there like doing a couple lobs.
Yeah.
Like, they're helping each other. Like, okay, you want a couple lobs? Here's the lobs, and now you and I'm gonna and like Federer was like, give me a couple overhands, and he smashed them over, and it's like this like mutual respect where you're trying to hit it perfect for him so he can practice his thing, and then you're gonna do it, and now you're both gonna serve opposite each other. And then you're going to go and you're going to try to kill each other in tennis. I mean, I guess they're not trying to kill each other, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a very cool thing to watch from start to finish without, like I said, a cutaway, a commercial, a replay. Like, I don't care about the replay. I want to see, like, how these guys are walking after the point.
This is such a good point. And I think I wish that, like, the television media shows more of that. I'm going to golf was on, the Players' Championship was on Sunday. Your boy Tiger wasn't in the mix. But
Wasn't?
No, wasn't. But the guy who I think you should root for, John Rahm, was. And it was interesting because they watched they kept the camera on him and his caddy. He had a shot on 11. I played this course down in St. Petersburg, whatever. It's in Florida. And 11th hole is a par 5, and he had to either like lay up to the right or go over water. And the caddy was basically begging him to like take it, just lay up to the flat. We'll get another shot. And John Rahm was like, I can get this, I can do it. And you see the caddy kind of like almost roll his eyes. And Rahm takes the club out. What do you know? He hits it right into the middle of the lake. It was right. But like that's I think guys and gals who love sports need more of that. Like just watch like this sort of detail. You know. There's some backlash to Roma. I like Roma, but like the over-talking, over-analyzing, like the highlights, just like watch the process a little more. I think it'd be
for sure
super fun.
And like I said, I was there with Alan Havey, and he's a big tennis guy, and he's like, every couple points, just watch one of them. He goes, don't watch like the back and forth. He goes, just watch how like they reset their feet after every shot. Yeah. And that's something you'll never see on TV. You'll just never see it. And it was fascinating because I know very little about tennis and have basically never played tennis. Like I said, I don't know if you listen to the episode, I'm basically Tom Hanks in Bachelor Party. Like, I'm hitting home runs when I play tennis.
But you'll notice like a lot of the same like athletic principles, like it's almost like the 3-point position in basketball, like
sure.
Just that sort
basic
of
athletic position.
Yeah.
And they have to get back to that so quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fascinating and really fun. And like I'm gonna make a tradition of it. I'm gonna go out there regularly.
I'll go with you.
Yeah,
I'd like to go with you. The other thing I think when you go live, and you see this with baseball, you see this with golf, and you see this with I guess all contact sports with balls, the sound is so fun. Like baseball, if you're up close here, a baseball off the wood is one of the best sounds on earth. Someone compressing a golf balls and tennis balls, it's like world class.
And the women were great, and I
Minnesota's putting the hurt on Louisville. Rick Pitino is getting his revenge. Can I just say this?
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
I picked Minnesota.
Right.
Do you guys have Minnesota?
I did not. I definitely did not. I gave out to my group of people who follow me.
And LSU is pissing on Yale.
That one. A lot of people like LSU to get to the Sweet 16. They like that. You know, it reminds them of 1989. Joe, Michigan. Bill Frieder is the coach, and he says, "I'm going to Arizona State at the end of the year." Bo Schembechler says, "Get out of here. I want a Michigan man." That's where Michigan man came from. Brought in our boy, I'm blanking, went to San Diego State, Steve Fisher. Thank you. Steve Fisher. They run the table in Seattle. In overtime, Ramil Robinson.
Speaking of Seton Hall, does anybody like Seton Hall at all? I mean, I know the Big East is like not even a real thing anymore. Are they even in the Big East?
They are.
Your conference. I mean, there's a lot of people saying the Big East doesn't win a game after this weekend. Like the Big East does not participate in the Sweet 16.
You bring up a good point though, because
Let me hop in here.
I'm watching these tournament champions, and the leagues have changed so much in 10 years. I don't know who's in what league anymore.
I mean, you remember when the Big East tournament in
it was
the Garden
it was the best.
like,
it was the best tournament.
First of all,
Saturday night in the Garden.
Big East, the national champ, 2 out of the last 3 years has been from the Big East. The Big East had a down year.
You're talking about Villanova.
Just because you're a Xavier guy,
So
like you're adopted.
Yeah, but
Big East?
and that's all. It's like it's such a fucking shitty thing too. It's like saying the SEC champion in football, 10 of the last. It's like, oh, you mean Alabama? Alabama winning?
Well, hold on a second. The Big East had 2 number 1 seeds last year, which again Chris Mack choked like he's going to choke again today.
But you wanted him back.
My opinion on Chris Mack is that
we have 12 hours of Chris Mack.
he didn't get it done.
So why were you so upset when he left?
Yes, it's such a weird argument.
Why did we do a 90-minute podcast where you just cried about Chris Mack?
Because
if you didn't get it
you
done.
don't leave your alma mater. He's a bitch, dude.
He's getting crushed right now, so he should be so psyched.
Yeah, I am psyched about this. By the way, how are we gonna cue? Are we gonna just cue that up over there, Praino?
Yeah, we got another game started. I mean, I'll throw it on a stool. There's a lot of different options.
Let me see here.
Doesn't need to be plugged
pull
in.
up the schedule. The next game is Vermont, Florida State. TBS starts in 4 minutes.
Oh my God, this is paradise.
And I think we have food on the way, according to the comment section on YouTube. I am currently loading the audio portion of this. I mean, this is a lot for me. I'll be honest. I was trying to listen to what you guys were saying, while I was trying to listen to what we had just said on the audio on my computer. There's a lot going on here.
Are you uncomfortable?
No, I think this is a good challenge for me. I like this. I like challenges.
The only thing you didn't successfully do today, I was late. I own it. But you texted me about Dunkin' Donuts today. And
I apologize.
He texted me at like 6:45 a.m. to tell me he's not getting Dunkin' Donuts. I'm like, what kind of message is this to wake up to? He goes, hey, man, how you doing? I was like, I'm sleeping. He goes, not getting Dunkin' Donuts. You might want to get yourself breakfast. I'm like, what is happening? Tug's late, no Dunkin' Donuts.
Yep.
It's the first time I've ever thought, where's Shabelli?
Well, the lack of respect that I'm getting. I've been up since fucking 6:15, guys. I was doing things. I was vacuuming this morning.
Hey.
My neighbors hate me.
Here's something that Joe Praino has never done. Never over-promised, under-delivered. You know why? Never promised anything. I go, I'm going to show up. I may or may not stay.
I thought I had time to get Dunkin' Donuts. I didn't have time. You know, obviously the setup is the most important thing going on here. I am motivated, though, to add a third. Fuck it, Tug. You've ruined me. I'm adding a third TV. I've decided this week.
This TV staying?
This TV is not staying because I don't like Vizio. I was already looking at B&H. I can get a good, nice, cheap 32-inch Samsung. I like the Samsung.
Where are you going to put it?
Well, I'm going to have my guy, Farron, move the LG down a little bit, move that Samsung over. That's a 40-inch. I think I can move a 32 next to it. Maybe there's room, or maybe I got to go smaller than 32.
I said, why don't you put I've been saying this the whole time. Put it on an arm on the side wall so it can face your bed or swing this way. I mean, that's just.
Love it.
Yeah. I've said that the whole time.
So, like, where my closet is?
Yeah.
That side wall?
Yeah, just having an arm that faces that way or this way. If you're going to have a 32-incher, why not? Just have a full swing action.
Okay. I gotcha. All right. Well, Minnesota is running away with this game.
Romping. How do I shut off the sound? I quickly.
Yale is running away. I'm sorry.
Is getting run off the court.
I'm sorry. LSU is running away against Yale.
My brackets are destroyed.
So
in a year, I didn't go perfect.
I didn't fill out a bracket this year.
That's right.
Not a single bracket.
That's fine.
I appreciate you that you don't mind that I'm like.
I mean, I actually do mind. I think it's a very Andy Ruther move.
Yep.
He's not a fan of anything. He's not a fan of anybody.
That's just not true, Praino.
He's a fan of Chris Mack. We've learned anything today.
You just make these fucking.
He's been a Rams fan for 8 months. He's like literally. I've said for years, you're a Cincinnati Reds fan, and that's it. And even then, you're out by fucking June.
The team is out by June.
Not this year. Puig.
Well,
get on my back.
They'll maybe go 500.
That could be good enough.
I'm going to a lot of games this year.
Dude, Minnesota, this is a team. They lost by 25 to Michigan the other day. They look long. Oh, he did it. He did the Durant. He did the Durant.
What was that?
The swing through.
Okay.
Am I carrying this, guys? What's with the dead air?
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm looking at. I got caught up looking at the comments.
I'm watching.
I'm looking at my other
I'm watching a
computer over
commercial
there.
for this whatever TNT show is that.
You probably did it.
I haven't been on yet.
Oh yeah, this is the one with like the drugs and the surfers.
They run these promos a lot on
Animal Kingdom.
40 days of NBA.
I debated getting into it. I never watched an episode.
What shows are you? Because you told me you're not watching a lot of TV right now.
I don't watch TV anymore.
Have you guys? Everyone's this came out last summer, but to me this is a must-watch TV show. Succession on HBO.
Love it.
Everyone should watch the show.
Looks good.
It's my favorite show from last year. It's unbelievable.
What about Billions?
I do not watch Billions. Not opposed to it. Just haven't
Love
got to
it. Also, I didn't get into it until I was desperate for something like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and then I watched the whole thing. And then first episode of the newest season was this past Sunday. Fantastic. It's a great show. You
want to hear something I told Praino last night? So my dad doesn't watch much shows. I've actually followed my dad's a lot of things my dad likes. I've actually started doing. Like he likes a lot of animal shows, history shows, that sort of thing. I watch a lot of that stuff. My mom said I finally got into a show with your dad, which was Schitt's Creek. This is a classic older married couple story.
Where do you want? Up on the counter? You want to put it on the floor here?
Let's keep it down.
Put it on a stool?
Put it down. I think right there is perfect. We can all see it.
This is incredible.
This is incredible.
Let me just add the new photo for that.
So, my parents started watching Schitt's Creek. Have you seen it, Tug?
I have not seen it yet, but I would like to see it.
I've heard a lot of good things. My mom said they accidentally, I don't know how you do this, watched the 5th season first.
I know how you do it.
And then they've gone back
you're born before 1977, and you're using the internet.
So they watched the last season first, and my mom's like, "Oh, it didn't matter. Now we went back to the first season." I'm like, how do you watch the last season first? I guess when you're 75.
She's like, "Well, when you go and you press play, you know that's the season. That's first one they give you the option of."
Unbelievable. I've heard that's a good one though too.
What show is that?
Schitt's Creek.
I've heard it's really funny.
Who's on Schitt's Creek?
It's Eugene Levy and his son and his actual daughter.
And then Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
Who from SCTV, Home Alone fame.
Is
the Christopher Guest movies.
Is it like a Christopher Guest production?
It's not, and there is script, but I guess there is some room to like rewrite or improvise on set. Minnesota is breaking the will of Louisville. For the Patinos. They're doing it for 2 people. They're doing it for Rick Pitino and Andy Ruther.
Appreciate that. Let me do some.
Poor Bill Murray.
See, Andy gets
Murray. Oh, I have 2 great questions for you.
Is he a curse?
Is there
a Bill Murray curse?
No. Is there anybody alive that is not like a Bill? Do you think there's people who are like Bill Murray, not my thing?
I do. I definitely do. Probably people. I'm not one of those. Bill Murray is up there with me, for me. Probably just on the tier below David Letterman for me. Tony Kornheiser is up there for me. Steve Martin probably.
See, this is why Tug and I both picked Dwayne Wade, because you get just greatness.
Yeah.
And you just get solid dudes.
Solid dudes. And
that's a pantheon of dudes.
But Murray, the aura of Murray about him showing up at dodgeball events, like that's just it's just amazing. It's just an amazing thing to have to surround yourself with.
Here's another question for you.
He's a curse. He's a freaking curse. To the teams
here's a question that was sent to me via Zach Olmstead, Dr. Dirtball. The easiest way I'll put it, he explained it, and I didn't even understand what he was saying at first, but here's the way I've been describing it to people. You've been handed the aux cord for the world. You're going to take the aux cord, you're going to plug it into your phone, and the next song you play, the whole world is going to hear simultaneously. What song do you choose to appease the greatest amount of people as possible?
Wow. So this isn't like I'm here to show you. I don't want to impose my music taste on you.
No,
I want to please you.
Yeah. So if you play some shit that you like but no one knows, they might go, "What the fuck is this?" Like a lot of people have a reaction to something they've never heard before, sort of negatively.
It's tough because I know you guys have gotten into, and rightfully so, the hypocrisy of Michael and R. Kelly and things like that.
Yeah. So like right now, you can't say Michael, right? Because
no, but I want to. My brain immediately goes to Billie Jean. Like that's where immediately the original sort of like opening, you know.
And maybe 10 years ago, that could have been the answer. But even then, there's probably a good chunk of people that were like, "Isn't he kind of a pedophile?"
I mean, if it wasn't so,
I talked it out with Dr. Dirtball in our DM exchange, and I finally settled on an answer that it was actually my second answer, and I've never been more confident in something.
I'm going to talk a few out with you right now. You know,
by the way, if you Dwayne Wade me right now and you say my song, fuck your wife. We're getting married.
Well, I'm going to talk some stuff out. If it wasn't for the Pro USA, Party in the USA, Miley Cyrus would sneak up on a lot of people.
Yeah. By the way, huge Miley Cyrus fan. I'm open about that.
I mean, we've talked about Hannah Montana earlier today, but that song is just one of those things where it's like, nah, I'm not really into it. You put that song on, everyone's singing that song.
I fully agree.
But it has USA connotations. It won't appease enough people globally. Yeah, this is tough. Let me think about really super popular songs that are not Michael.
I've had a lot of people throw out Prince, like Prince songs.
Yep.
To which I'm actually not a huge Prince fan. I don't have any Prince on my phone. I'll say I never get a hankering to listen to Prince. I appreciate Prince. I know he's a musical genius, and I like a lot of his music, but I don't listen to Prince.
I think that's a really fair point. I think Prince, for me, is something that people appreciate because he's so musically gifted. And you'll want to hear Kiss, but I think like it's selective timing with things like Kiss or 1999 or Little Red Corvette.
Yeah.
I think some of his older stuff is actually even better. Purple Rain's a great tune, but like you don't want to sit around for 8 minutes and hear the guitar solo.
Right. A lot of Beatles has been thrown out. You know, it's very.
I feel like my brain goes to poppy sensibility. Am I in your? No, I'm away from that.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's certainly not. I wouldn't say mine is a pop song.
Let me hear your answer, and let me see if I would ever think of that.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Wow, I would never in a million years gotten that.
Just like if that comes
you
on,
can't get married yet.
If that comes on, is there a guy in like Norway who's like, "Fuck this song," and it's apparently Russian living in Norway?
For me, I mean,
based on my accent
Otis
choice,
is unbelievable, but for that song, it's such a soothing song. But I feel like it's a somewhat mood-dependent song, by which I mean like.
But you could be happy, you could be sad. Like, isn't everybody just gonna start whistling at some point?
It's true. It's true.
I feel like the whistle's a big part of it.
Whistle's
and when
big.
I thought about the whistle, I was like, also like, I don't think people hate me and Julio down by the schoolyard either. Like that'll get the whole world whistling.
That's a great song. Now you entered new territory to me. It's like now could be a song that maybe not everyone's. I was thinking more like who has familiarity with the song,
right?
But now it's like once I hear that song, it makes me happy.
Yeah. But also the pop thing is like, what about the older people? Like you got like a 60-year-old man who's like, "Where's Miley Cyrus?" You know. But like everybody, like racist Southerners, are like fucking singing about sitting on a dock in Georgia.
You know what song I really liked? I think is the "Don't You Want Me Baby" song from the '80s.
Yeah,
I think like everyone wants.
Ruther, what's going on in the comment sections? Anybody have suggestions for aux chord the world?
Living on a Prayer.
Novelty song. It's basically Sweet Caroline at this point. I understand it's a very popular song. I love Living on a Prayer. I've seen Bon Jovi in concert multiple times, but. See, these are novelty songs. Those are songs that that's the song you play if you're aux chord the jukebox. Like if you're like, I'm gonna play Don't Stop Believing, the whole fucking bar's gonna be into it.
I mean, Remix to Ignition.
Now
is
hold on.
such a.
I said this when you brought this up at the bar.
Shout's a good song
because I think to me,
Twist and Shout also like.
Those are any group of people, any race, any age. You want to dance to those songs. I think those, cut across all genres.
I think those are even more mood dependent than Dock of the Bay.
What about My Girl? Just the opening like little lick of gets everybody going.
To me, a lot of the good soul songs, which I'm like really big into soul in the last like year and a half.
Just found it out. Just discovered it.
Yeah.
Does this take dig at Ruther Day, Tug? I'm off camera. I mean, this is unbelievable. I'm sitting here trying to load a goddamn podcast.
Ruther takes his AirPods out. He's like, Guys, I don't know if you know, but black people in the 50s were killing the game.
It's like a double team on me today.
Oh, we're just having fun. We kid because we care.
Know. You know I love you.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Oh, yeah. Every Day I'm Thustin' by Andrew Ruther. That's a classic. Sweet Child of Mine. No. You got to go the Young Thug route.
Block that person.
Well, he paid $2 for that comment,
Okay.
so we will accept
welcome.
it. Everybody dances to the Hokey Pokey. Guys, what are we talking about?
Shout's not a bad idea.
I love Shout.
I'm warming to Shout.
Okay, let me load this. I got to go back off.
I mean, Louisville just can't do it. It's over.
And what else we got going? We got Auburn. Who are they up there with?
Auburn's playing New Mexico State.
25-19 Auburn.
LSU is still handling Yale.
Yeah.
We're in the under 16 timeout.
Ruther
LSU.
did 9/11. Is that the one I want to be on? Yeah. Is that what all these TVs are on? Yeah. I mean, that might be the issue here. How many devices can you stream simultaneously?
We're saving the live stream for
I'm just telling you that there seems to be an issue. I'm going to hit play again and try it. It's clearly a fucking.
You know, I watched Louisville play 2 times against UVA, and I don't know why. You know, your brain plays funny tricks on you because you always try to get cute with the brackets.
Yeah.
And I watched them play UVA 2 times, and they played them tough both times, and they go into droughts both games. And yet I still think they're going to make a little run. It's just a poor choice on my part. The LSU one felt a lot of people liked, including Andy Ruther, liked Yale. People forget that LSU was just a very talented team. They're a top 10 team this year. And
what I think people tend to do in brackets is like they look at it and it's like, oh, 5-12 game, like 6
every year 5-12.
Yeah, 5-12, and then inevitably it's like the team like Liberty. We're like, okay, well, let's be honest, Liberty's not winning, and then they go to the fucking Sweet 16.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, 6-11s. They've said the last few years 6-11 is. I mean, you got to play defense if you want to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, ball you man is the principle that we all learn when we first start playing hoops. Come on, I've seen this multiple times today from Louisville. My buddy Kevin McGrail just sent me a text saying, and he said this a lot. Maybe this is a year where there's so much hype on the ACC. Maybe it's a fade year. Maybe
this is just like the NFL this year. Everybody's saying, "Oh, it's so wide open," and then 1-2 in the conference championship games.
Yeah.
And like that's what I was saying going into it the whole time. I feel like whenever anybody says something's wide open, it just means probably the opposite.
It's funny. I can't remember. Last year it was Illinois, Chicago played Michigan, and Villanova played. I have no idea. I have no idea who played that.
I'd completely forgotten about the Chicago, the Sister Jean. I forgot that Villanova won until you said Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, they won 2 out of 3. And Villanova's quietly turning out some pros. I mean, that's why I think UVA is so. Look, we all know that I'm a Michigan fan, but I do really like this. That was because I had some personal issues with the UVA teams of the past. But Tony Bennett is turning real pros. I mean, to me, everyone's like they can't score. They're actually scoring more this year, but they're putting real players in the league.
Big Afro with the bucket,
dude. Louisville just can't play defense. Guitar, little Lance Stevenson. But what? Joe Harris wins the 3-point contest. Solid contributor to the Nets this year. Going to make the playoffs.
Nets are a fun team.
Really fun.
I mean, everybody's talking about Kyrie and Durant to the Knicks, but if you want to come play in New York, I mean, Bresler's going to have a fucking heart on when it is. You should probably go to the Nets.
You're anti those moves, right?
I am. Well, I mean, I love Kevin. I think Kevin Durant's a fucking gigantic bitch, but
can't handle the media, right? Like, just not built for that. Yeah.
But I also think like even with the not being able to handle the media, he still is just like even a 90% of Kevin Durant because like the media lives in 10% of his brain is like he's still great. I'm just not a Kyrie guy. I'm just I want either my offense to be run by somebody who's like heavily pass first, or an offense that is not run through anyone in particular. Like the Golden State Warriors.
I
like
agree.
There's no whereas like a ball handling heavy point guard that doesn't pass that much, who tries to take over games down the stretch, is just not what I'm looking for in a basketball team in 2019. Now, if you're James Harden and if you have Mike D'Antoni, you're going like, we're gonna take what everybody thinks is a bad idea and just go like,
or triple down on
yeah,
it.
exactly. Like now, like they're the living on a prayer of the NBA teams. They're like, we're all in on this novelty thing.
Yeah.
And, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But, like, the thing about Mike D'Antoni is he's always had to do that because he's like, I have one super talent, and now let me just figure out how to use my one super talent to the best of his abilities. When it was Steve Nash, it was a very pass-first system. And now that it's James Harden, it's a very isolation system. I think, and, look at what he did with Jeremy Lin. Like, he figures out when he has one weird matchup thing, and he goes, how do I exploit this one crazy matchup situation as best I can? So they're a whole other thing. Like, take them out of it. But for, if I'm trying to build the best basketball team I can, like, that's why I'm just a LeBron guy. Because, he doesn't have the killer instinct. Yeah, he's passing. He's 10th all-time in assists. He's 6'9". Like, that's what I want. I want a guy who has the ability to take over, but is looking to make the right play first all the time. I don't think that's Kyrie Irving.
As a Celtics fan, Kyrie is, even when he was a Cavs, so much fun to watch. Like, unbelievable below-the-rim scorer.
Yeah,
incredible ball handler. But you're right.
Just be a 2.
Be a 2, and I think the bigger problems I have with Kyrie, and I think some Celtics fans have as well, it's like, I can't quite figure out. He wants to be a lead. The things off the court are just tough. Like,
he's throwing guys under the bus.
Yeah,
the whole year.
It's hard to figure out what he's doing as a leader. Wants to be a leader. I don't care. You can be like a Kawhi and not really be a leader, but
absolutely,
I just don't understand the moves that he's making or what he's saying. Why he's saying the things he's saying. It becomes very frustrating, and the team's a total disappointment this year. Hopefully they'll get it together, but we often see like these teams that think they can get it together, they just don't.
Right.
So
and I don't know. I think that Celtics team, and again, Kyrie's super talented, and I don't want to put it entirely on him because also if Brad Stevens is President Stevens, the next great coach, then you've got to figure out how to make Kyrie work. And have a little bit of Mike D'Antoni in you and say, hey, Kyrie's just going to be this guy, so now let's build it around him a little bit. And, so I think Brad Stevens takes a lot of the blame, but I also think Brad Stevens secretly deep down is like, you know what, if Kyrie could beat Kyrie, but he could do it in my system, we'd be really hard to beat. But neither of them are willing to really give up that much on what they do.
That's a very good point. I think
because look at what they were able to do last year without Kyrie.
Yep.
And now everybody's like, oh, fucking Jaylen Brown and Rozier, it's trash. It's like, they're not trash. They're guys who don't get to play starters minutes like they were last year, and neither of them seem to be the kind of guy who can come off the bench after sitting for 12 minutes and just enter the game and just start scoring. Not everybody can be Lou Williams. Not everybody can be Jamal Crawford. There's Manu Ginobili. There's a long line of guys in the history of the NBA who, if you start them, they're great. And if you don't, like, the idea that Nate Robinson still isn't playing and coming off the bench and scoring like 30 points in a quarter from some team, he's athletically still able to. He's just not mentally able to.
That's a good point. It's a quick update.
Okay, can I hop in here real quick?
Real quick, Yale.
So
Big Three cutting it to 9
I have
here.
that game on here. I don't know what's going on with your thing.
I don't know either. It just won't load.
I have that game on here, but the problem is then we won't be able to see YouTube comments.
Well, why don't I see if I can pull up YouTube on here?
That game's also
Yeah.
early. We can flip it on to the other channel in 4 minutes when.
So we have a comment, and I have a decision. Malcolm Cook, he paid Ruther. I'm paying you $279 to hit the vape pen. Now I've said I'm not doing any marijuana. Sorry, man. Not the week of training. No, I can't bust a nut and no marijuana during the week of training. Like, what do I do? Like, he just paid. Like, I'm not gonna hit it. I just can't break it. I'm not throwing down 3 months of training.
It seems like
you don't have to feel bad about it. Just
yeah,
But
it also seems like, would that hurt you training wise? Smoking a little vape?
I mean, remember Carmelo's guys in the outside the gym?
Yeah.
think it probably helped him.
So you're saying I should hit the vape
Yeah,
pen?
you should do it.
God damn it!
No, you should not do it.
I mean,
no way.
I think you should. I think you should hit the vape pen at the starting line of fucking Dodger Stadium.
The
Get
marathon.
yourself in a nice little.
You got to beat 4 hours. You got to beat 3:45. These guys should be pumping you up.
So Ruther, are you basically just using that for? I mean, you could put the. Is there a way to put the game on there, and then because I have the comments here, no problem. It just won't load the game for some reason.
This is the game right here.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So why don't you? We've got this.
The problem is my old computer has to be plugged in.
Hey, Bonerman says any Hall & Oates song. You making my dreams come true?
I mean, I'm not a
unifier.
I'm not like a. I'm not anti Hall & Oates. I'm just saying again. This all great suggestions so far. I'm just looking at it like I came up with an answer. You have to convince me to get off my answer. Is there some guy in Japan who suddenly hears Hall & Oates? Like if sitting on the dock of the bay is on playing through Japan on one giant speaker, and then in the middle it cuts off and it's replaced by Hall & Oates, is just a worldwide groan? Like they'll be like, what? Why?
Oh!
Banked it. The bank is
Louisville
open.
with a bank 3 from about 27 feet to cut it to 9. With under 3 to go here. Minnesota calls quick timeout.
Oh, Colin Katie. I thought he wrote "Call Me Maybe," which I'm a fucking.
Does he get it off in time though? But there's the Reds. Oh, they might not count that, guys. That's gonna get waved off. Ooh, it's close, Joe.
Might have been out.
It's close, Joe.
And someone sent us tacos. We got a shout out to Ryan Stein. He apparently sent us tacos. I don't know how the person's getting in, but we'll hopefully make it work.
See, is it out of his hand, Tug? 1.
Oh, I think it's got to count. It's so close. Looks like there's a little bit of air in there.
Oh,
CBS is calling down saying you got to count that.
All I know is I'm really enjoying Chris Mack going down again. In the
To me,
NCAA
I say this is a basket. What do you say, Joe?
I say it's basket as well. It seems like from one frame to the next, it's in his hand, and it hasn't got off. And the next frame, it's like literally the next frame, it's like already 3 inches out of his hand and it hasn't gone off. Somewhere in there, it turned red, and we'll literally never know.
I do not enjoy the fact that CBS has brought in Gene Steratore full time. Any Cowboys fan knows that he ruined the Cowboys with the Des Bryant call, and I will never forget that.
Can we
hand clap?
I don't understand that he is the rules analyst for both basketball and the NFL.
He did college refereeing for basketball.
He did both.
Yeah, he did NFL.
Why is it always Italians, Praino? Why is it always your people?
I have no idea.
It's
Probably because the mob was like, get into fucking the referee games so we can fix games.
I'm serious though.
Probably generations of people.
It's all Italians for these networks that are like their guys.
His dad, Vito Steratore, was at the heart of a great point shaving.
None of us have any clue what his contract is, but if we had to guess on what Mike Pereira and Gene Steratore make,
that's what I'm saying.
What do they make? It has to be more than what they made as referees, right? So
right.
One of my dad
6 figures.
Yeah.
150?
Yeah, I was going to say like 225.
The refs used to not make anything. One of my dad's old clients was an NFL ref, and he told me he made, and this was in the 80s though.
Right.
He made $1,000 a game in the 80s.
Yeah.
So even with inflation, what's that? That worked out to like $5,000 a game these days.
Because that was
80 grand a year.
Yeah, because they all have real jobs.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name?
They all work another job, right?
Ed Hockley was a lawyer.
Yeah.
He's a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer.
Dude, the pressure is on. People keep trying to pay money for me to smoke weed when I just said I'm not smoking weed.
I don't know.
Enablers.
Sounds like a real. Sounds like you're really in trouble here, Andy. I mean, what matters? I guess what matters more to you?
That's right. That's a very good question.
The Thus Fund or your marathon?
They counted it, Joe. Just so everyone knows.
Or the fact that I made a $100 bet, which would go into the Thus Fund, or the fact that I made a bet for me wearing braces.
I mean, you've already said it's all mental. You're not even listening to anybody that says you should or shouldn't train. You should or what like. So the only thing that you're listening to is like you shouldn't smoke weed. You think those fucking You think those Ethiopians that win that shit aren't smoking weed? What are you
All
kidding
right,
me?
I'll hit the pen.
Louisville gets a stop here. I'm calling it right now. We're going to see overtime.
Wow. Let's see if that happens.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Run something!
Here we go.
Move the ball!
Exactly.
Oh no!
What a wild shot.
Oh guys, here we go.
A wild lefty runner.
People have to run an offense
in
here.
traffic. Nope. No offense here either. Oh, just go to the rack and get a
Oh,
bucket.
that's a big time move though. Cut it to 7 here. I called overtime here.
This is the other thing with college basketball. So it's 30. It's a 30-second shot clock, right?
Yep.
Like if they take a shot here before like 5 seconds left, just kill yourself.
That's correct.
But they probably will.
That's correct.
Somebody's about to take
let's see what they're running here. I see one little down screen. No high pick and roll.
I mean,
NBA always goes high pick and roll here.
Yeah.
Every time.
NBA does something like.
Well, now Jay Lloyd sent $1.99 for you to chug. This is out of control.
$1.99.
You did it. Oh my God! What are you? I'm so disappointed right now.
I'll be all right.
I'm so disappointed.
It's a fucking little vape.
I'm all for the braces. Like I hope Ruther goes 5 hours again.
I hate the foul call. That.
I mean, if you guys donate $1,000, I'll shoot up crack. Do you shoot up crack? You shoot up heroin, right? Shows how little I know about drugs. Can you shoot up crack?
Let's look outside your window.
We should bring a homeless guy from Mildred onto the broadcast today. I'm
we
not even joking.
We need to fill some time. There's a missed free throw.
I mean, we're having
Here we go,
we're
guys.
having Gubbins on. It's basically
it's time to focus in on Louisville. Louisville, it's obviously
Louisville down 7. We're at
90 seconds to go.
$1:30 left in the game.
Biggest lead was Minnesota by 19. 3 here. There's no rebounders.
I mean,
is anyone crashing the boards?
But also, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why is that your shot?
Tug is so worked up. You were so worked up, Tug Coker.
Well,
it's just horrific basketball. That's my problem.
Okay, what are they going to run?
They should. Yeah, this
high
is
pick and roll. It's high pick and roll.
This is exactly what they should be running. Great. Just. Now I actually approve of this because I don't care if they don't get a bucket here. Just shoot it with 1 second left.
Oh man, that's a horrible foul. You can't go 30 seconds and then foul though.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, who's coaching these teams?
All right, we're going around the tourney here. LSU up 8.
That window is tightened. We got a good one here between New Mexico State and Auburn.
Ooh, a big time foul right there.
Hard foul. Looks like
he goes to pick up his own teammate.
One of the guys on Migos got fouled pretty hard there.
One right there.
Wow, it's just blatant racism at this point.
How is that racism?
Do you remember when
guys from Migos?
Do you remember when Minnesota?
How is that racist?
He looks like Lil Wayne more. He looks like one of the guys from Migos.
Shout out to people who remember that Minnesota went to the Final Four in the late 90s.
He definitely looks like Lil Wayne way more than one of the guys from Migos.
Just like him getting fouled. Young Moolah, baby.
Run something. Run something. No, no, no.
He's fouled. He's fouled.
Well,
I mean, that is one of the worst. Guys,
Chris Mack, baby.
CBS is paying billions of dollars to watch a guy come off a high screen curl.
Classic Chris Mack.
No
off balance.
Off balance air ball.
I mean, we're going to see a lot of off balance threes when only 2s are needed today. Off balance 3 when only 2s are needed. Drinking game.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, guys, can't abandon your principles like Andy Ruther just did, guys.
I didn't abandon my principles, Tug. I'm going to crush this marathon. And
by the way, how's Joey Coco Diaz been as Auburn's coach? Good?
Yeah, they won the league. I mean,
you think they look alike?
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to watch what happens with Auburn. I mean, Bruce Pearl has been in hot water in the past.
He's like, New Mexico State's not going to win it after halftime when I give them these fucking black stars, you cocksuckers.
Watch this. Oh, donkeys.
I put 4 million grams of THC in their cocksucking waters.
Now the Dirtballs are debating how much money for us to bring a homeless guy onto the broadcast.
And for that reason, I'm out.
If you guys donate $500 today, I'll bring a homeless dude off the street. There's tons of them sitting on my back fucking.
There's only 3 spots on the couch. That'll be my break time.
Yeah, that'll be Praino's break time.
Because Tug, he set himself up for not leaving.
Going 12 hours.
Going Mel Kiper, we put a homeless guy in his seat.
What time is it right now?
I mean, we're just getting started
11:19.
here.
We still have.
We're 2 hours in.
Yeah.
We got 10 more hours to go. If you're new to the broadcast, we're going to be broadcasting until the last whistle of the very last game. We're live here in Venice Beach, the infamous Samut Studio. We have
good move.
Auburn, New Mexico State.
LSU,
we got LSU, Yale, Minnesota, Louisville, and over here on my little laptop, we have University of Vermont against Florida State.
Why is this thing? What a
Bro, you gotta go Mac, bro. You gotta.
bro. First of all, fuck you. This was free, unless you want to buy me an iPad. In which case, I'm happy. If you want to take some of that Thus Fund money and get me an iPad, I'll happily go only Mac.
I'm Apple till the day I die. In fact, if you have an Android, I want to address this. Why would you have an Android? Why? If I can't text you,
free is good.
I'm talking about Androids. I'm not talking about that.
I don't know. You like the camera better?
No. If I can't text you from my computer, fuck you. Fuck you. If I
How
can't,
angry do you get if you get a yellow instead of a blue text, you get a green text?
bro, if I can't group text you, fix your life.
But some people would say that you're actually having the less technological.
It looks like we're having a sound issue.
Get to work.
I'm trying to get another game going for you here, Tug, but I think there can only be so many things on the.
No, it's true. Yale cut it to 7. Ruther's so happy that Chris Mack is going down in the first round. Somewhere in Greece, Rick Pitino.
I can't. That'll never not blow my mind.
He's having a white wine and a feta cheese, and just celebrating this victory.
I'm assuming he's only in Greece for the anal.
You see. What does that mean?
Well,
good game up.
There's an easy way to figure this out.
Good game up top with Auburn holding for 1 here, up 30-29 over New Mexico State. I mean, everyone's got a 5-12 that they pick. How many?
I don't know what to do, guys.
Well, here you go. I'm gonna unplug this one.
Hi.
I just unplugged one.
You know, my boy Larry Bird, I saw pop up on one of these Capital One commercials. Don't know how to feel about that.
I'm gonna prepare here. Should people donate more money, might top off my coffee with a little more whiskey. It's my first official break.
Where are you in the lineup tonight? Oh, that's good.
But I imagine I will get a good spot. The guy who runs the show is a dear friend who I helped write a Best Man speech recently.
Oh, that's really nice.
Um,
I told him offline that this in Hollywood. Comedy Store? Hollywood Improv. So Hollywood Improv tonight.
All right, you guys don't talk. Everybody be quiet for a minute. Let me.
No.
Now it's just. Hold on. Check. Fucking shit. I don't know what to do.
so it's not the one that I unplugged. So that's one. So now unplug Doug's mic. You can use that one in the meantime, Doug.
I'm not allowed to talk yet.
I'd just like to say for the record that we're going to be on the air for 12 hours.
That's not connected. I unplugged it from this, so you're not connected. It's picking up the Mevo mic. The Dirtballs are so dumb. They're like, it's good. Guys, we need the microphones connected. That's picking up the camera sound. What could it be? Let me see here. not good. I love how they think just the audio would be good. It's not. Fuck. Guys, I don't know what to do. Because then I have to check it on YouTube. Does that make sense?
We're just going to let you work your shit out, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know why it would suddenly go bad. Maybe I'll have to start a new stream.
How would that help us?
Because something went all staticky.
Can you throw get the remote?
Their balls are so mad because I call them dumb. Sound quality, guys. You gotta learn the difference in sound quality. Let's see here. Why did we unplug one? What was that purpose?
To see if which one was giving us static.
Check.
Are we on the air audio-wise at all?
No, I would not say anything. Check. It sounds like there's a short with this. I don't know which fucking mic it is, dude. I don't know if it's one mic or it's the fucking Mevo. I have no clue. I think we should stop it and restart it. Because if it's not... Right?
Are you sure that we still have... static? Remember the last time it was just one of the mics being plugged in? Weird.
I know, but it's like...
Saying, have you tried listening again?
Yeah, but it's confusing because I gotta listen into the delay on YouTube. Does that make any sense? Every time I plug this in, it goes bad. Because it's like... Let me try it again.
How do we sound, Andy? Are we back? Plugged?
Actually not. The sound quality isn't terrible picking that up, but it's way not. It's not. Let me see. Might have to just redo.
If we go through just the Mevo, couldn't we jack up that? And
What's up?
could we turn up the Mevo if we just went Mevo style? Turn up the Mevo volume?
Let me see.
65-56 LSU over Yale. 4 minutes left. Basically over, although, I mean, let's be honest, not totally over. Minnesota has moved on. I'm 1 for 1 in my bracket. Minnesota. Let me guess. It's fine now?
Every time I plug this in,
Every time you plug what in?
which is connected to the Mevo.
Like the little, router thing?
Yeah.
And Tug's locked himself out, I bet. No static. Now there's...
Either it's picking up this, which isn't good sound quality, or I don't know why it's getting staticky when I'm plugging it in. I don't know the solution. I think you could end the broadcast and then restart it.
I mean, do you think that'll help? It
Yeah.
seems like it'd be a technical issue, not a YouTube issue. It's Ruther's mic or headphones. Randy's saying, hi, it's clear right now.
What?
Randy says it's clear right now.
Who is?
Randy.
No, she's hearing the audio from the Mevo. That's not this. Everyone. That's why I got all mad at the dirtballs because they're not understanding.
Okay.
Everyone.
Can we jack that up and just talk like this?
It's not good sound quality.
I blame Michael Jordan's paint commercials for all this.
Don't disagree.
Might just have too many things running in one area.
Listen.
Is this through the...
This is what's going on YouTube. This is just the Mevo's mic.
Right, I got it. Can you plug in the... Let's go with the other thing.
What?
Plug the other thing in.
Then it gets crazy staticky. That's the problem. I'm not gonna plug it in. You'll see the difference.
I know. Let's plug it in.
Now listen to that when you plug it in. It's on a delay. As soon as I hit that fucking vape pen, dude, all this shit went to fucking hell.
I mean, you know that's unrelated, right?
No, I don't know, man.
Wait, do you think smoking pot?
Something went to hell when I fucking hit that vape pen. Literally a minute later. You hear the staticky now?
No, not yet.
I think we end the fucking broadcast and restart it.
So I got it. We got heavy. It's a five point. I mean, we could just go to. Yeah, but I'm saying we could just go to the Mevo. I think that's better than, because you're just gonna restart it and then this is gonna happen again. Yeah, because it's not a. Oh.
Yeah, just tweet it out again. Just up the link. It's been 2 hours. It'll be like a reminder.
I'm fine. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna test it out. I don't know what the issue is.
In the meantime, tacos.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We're going to stop the broadcast and restart it. Hopefully that fixes the issue.
Who sent us tacos?
Thank you, Ryan, for the tacos. We'll hopefully figure this out.
It's not how I envisioned Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper wouldn't do this. You know, he would just stay there through the technical